Almost.
We are live on a Tuesday night, waiver night. We have Beast, a.k.a. John from Downtown Sports joining us. We just did a 2-hour show with me, you, Mouth, and Story, and now we're double dipping onto our show. How you doing tonight, man? Welcome to the show.
Oh, man, I'm doing great, Rob. It's a pleasure to be here. And my man Beast, I'm the Beast. The Mouth will join me shortly. And we can't wait. Looking forward to what we're going to have in store here today.
Yeah, what the hell is going on? Mouth knows the show. He's always in the chat. He knows I'm pretty punctual. I get a lot of shit when I'm like 4 minutes late. And he's never one to give me shit, so I'm going to give him a little shit. But we're going to start without him and kind of just, you know, go with
He'll
the
show up when he's good
here.
and ready. He'll show up when he's good and ready.
We have week 10 waivers, big waiver week. We've had, you know, all the injuries, a lot of buys this week. You know, some important teams on bye. In particular, we have the Cowboys and the Bengals, which are two pretty big teams in terms of fantasy output. Absolutely. And, you know, the Tucker Kraft loss, which hits close to me. I did a whole eulogy on the show because I had Tucker Kraft in 11 of my teams. My wife had him in 4 spots, so we lost 15 shares of Tucker Kraft in redraft. And I didn't back him up in a lot of leagues because he had already had his bye. So it was like, why would I? I had Harold Fannin stashing a few. So I got to make some moves. I'm thinking Musgrave. You know, there's options: Musgrave, Theo Johnson, Colson Loveland. A lot of people are going to be going out spending their first waiver claim on Colson Loveland. What is your thoughts? Is he worth a waiver claim? Now, Cole Kmet will be coming back at some point. Now, if he already usurped him, we don't know. We don't know what the coaches do, but he should have been playing ahead of him anyway, and he wasn't early in the year. So what are your thoughts on Colson Loveland?
Well, he had one very impressive week. Unfortunately, my other league I have on Sleeper. And Loveland went off 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Really was a good impact game. And now, again, that was against the Bengals D. They're really terrible. 30th and 31st in the league against tight ends. I mean, you're not going to win games like that. I've been very impressed, though, with Theo Johnson. And I'd say this is a guy to really quietly start looking out for. Jackson Dart has really kind of had to build a repertoire with his players now and pretty much what he has. And over the last number of weeks, ever since Jackson Dart became the quarterback, Theo Johnson's been seeing more targets. And he's averaging now about a good 10, 15 points a week. So I think you really have I think that's a nice safe piece there to have Theo Johnson. Again, Loveland had one good week. Is it maybe the beginning of something? We're going to have to see. You know, tight ends are always kind of a bit of a toss-up in fantasy. There's a couple that are automatic that you know are going to produce. But then there's others you have to kind of mix and match and kind of see what you have.
Yeah, the weird thing about Theo is, I mean, like all these guys, you know, the streaming, the top, you know, the 11 through 13 guys that are weekly relevant, they're a lot of times they're touchdown or bust. And Theo Johnson fits that bill. But the upside is they did not go out and make a move for a receiver. They could have very well done that, if not so much for this year, just for next year to pair with Malik Neighbors. So they're rolling with Wan'Dale Robinson. They're rolling with Darius Slayton. And the first couple of weeks, you saw Daniel Bellinger be really involved, like crazy involved, like 50, 60 yards. Almost playing like 60% of the snaps. That has ticked down a little bit. So I think they're going to roll with Theo Johnson. He's a monster of a man. Love the talents. Yeah. And he's not going to be your PPR tight end where he's going to get you, you know, Trey McBride, like 5-6 catches a game. Yeah. He might not even get you 4, but he's going to give you 3. And he has big play potential when he touches the ball. And the touchdown upside is huge. It's because Jackson Dart, it draws a lot of attention from the defense, right? Where, you know, you got to watch out for the quarterbacks, not the quarterback sneak, the quarterback draw, and just him running. And Theo Johnson is just such a big target in the red zone for there where no one else is. Wanda Robinson, not a red zone receiver. Darius Slayton, I've never really been a fan. He's a fine little X receiver, but he is definitely not a red zone like wizard.
No, not at all. But definitely, though, Wandale, I've liked what he's been bringing with Dart at the helm. Just a couple weeks ago in my other league, if you could believe this, I literally got blown out by 4 Giant players at once. Dart, Scadaboo, Theo, Wandale, all of them. And they all went off against Denver for ridiculous points. Even though the Giants ended up losing that game in the most how do you call this? Just like untypical fashion, giving up 30-something points to the Broncos in the fourth quarter. It really took that kind of a performance. And again, the Denver defense doesn't give up points like that. Even when the Giants were fully healthy, I don't think you would have seen that. But Wandale has definitely, he's definitely solidified himself pretty good in that Giants offense, minus Malik Neighbors. I thought for certain, come trade deadline, the Giants were going to go out and get something. I thought maybe Olave was going to be a nice fit. I really like his deep ball presence. He can go down the field. Another really good target. And I'm sure Dart could have established some good chemistry there. But maybe the Giants could be waiting. Maybe they're just waiting until next season. That feeling like, hey, they've had too many injuries. This is just not going to be. It's just too much for them to overcome this season. So definitely, you can look to free agency if the Giants are kind of waiting for that. And again, maybe they could solidify themselves with a decent draft pick. Honestly, I think they're like one more good, solid piece away. Theo Johnson's established himself pretty good as a tight end. You already got Neighbors. You're going to get Scadaboo healthy next year. If the Giants can get maybe like another receiver, I think they're going to have something. At least a good, decent receiver that can draw the attention off Neighbors. Maybe you have to put attention on him, or it can work vice versa.
Yeah, and they can address the defense in that case through the draft, which they definitely need to do. They're secondary for sure. What's going on, Mouth? Welcome to the show. Everyone knows Mouth from the chat. These are the two from Downtown Sports. Again, if you have not checked out their podcast, it's in the description of this show. Also, Mouth will put that up in the Discord for you guys. We just recorded one, me, Story, Mouth, and Beast. Definitely check that out. It's only one show a week, right, guys? So it's super easy to consume every week. How can you guys are watching this show. I'm on here 25, 23 hours a week. While you're watching all of this, you can definitely watch their 2-hour show and take 2-hour break from me and get a different perspective.
Yeah, take a listen. Basically, here's how you could take our show in difference to their show, right? This is a betting, fantasy sports, get your lines, make your money, right? We're the show you listen to get your research to make your bets. We're the show that you listen to go deeper than Vegas. Like, we're the show that Vegas listens to get their lines, right? That's who we are. That's what we are on Downtown Sports. We are where sports come home. And right now, I think we're kind of invading the fanatics, right? We had to get out of the house and come to Rob's garage over here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on. J Bob has a super chat to say, shame on yourself for this horrendous run of bets. NBA's been rough. I started out 22-4, and then since he's hopped on, it's been 6-8, which isn't terrible. It's just bad for me.
J Bob, 35-17 Eagles over the Packers. Lock it in, J Bob. I'm actually giving you some love this week, J Bob. You're actually getting some freaking love.
Draymond Green bet is not dead. They are up 20 points. They're up 19 points at half, but he has 6 rebounds and assists. He needs 12. So he's halfway there. As long as the game doesn't get out of hand, I think he'll get this. Salvage a 2-2 night, and we'll be okay. 2-2 is a lot better than 1-3.
We're halfway there.
If you guys want to, I did just place the bet for Thursday night. Let me know what you guys think, Mouth and Beast. Cortland Sutton, what would you put his yards at? What do you think his yards would be at against the Raiders? He's been kind of struggling. Keep that in mind.
But the Raiders defense is like Swiss cheese.
57.
I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna see about a good 7-8 targets this week. He's gonna get.
What do you think? What do you think Vegas would set it at, though? What do you think the number should be?
57.5.
Over under. That's what Mouse says. 57. What do you got, Beast?
60. Maybe I'm a little nuts, but I think 60.
I had 59 with what it was supposed to be. It's at 53.5, man. I think that's an easy smash. I smashed that one. I think
that over.
Squeaky wheel. Troy Franklin's just not great, and Evan Ingram's not involved. So, and it seems like a game that could just blow them out and run the ball. Thursday night game, division game, goofy, wacky stuff happens. And they start slow. So maybe they can actually pick it up in the first quarter, throw the ball around. Justin says, how would you rank these waiver wire quarterbacks? Need just 1 week while Dak is on bye. Dart, Stafford, Goff, Darnold. That's a great list. And I think all those guys could be paired, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you're facing decent opponents. Start against the Bears. I mean, Bears defense is you can score
Bears
on
can
that.
turn you over, though. Bears can turn you over, though.
They can. And Dart has turned over the ball a little bit. Not crazy, but he has. Goff. Let's see. The Lions. I think if you're the Lions, you have a pretty decent matchup.
I would say,
favor.
How about this? I'd say Darnold, Dart, Stafford, Goff.
Yeah, Goff last. And here's the thing about all these guys, man. You can almost roll with them. I hate rostering 2 quarterbacks. Dak is a fine mid-level quarterback 1. But if you want to start playing matchups and keep a guy like Darnold or specifically Stafford, and if it's 4 for a passing touchdown, Jackson Dart's probably the answer here because you're getting rushing production and rushing touchdowns. And then you know what? You can also use him as a trade piece. So I would rank it probably Darnold number 1, Darnold and Stafford 1B, and then if it's 4 for passing though, opposed to 6, I'm going Jackson Dart, baby.
Rob, we asked you this on Downtown Sports. Let's finish this conversation. Baker or Darnold this week?
Yeah. That's what
4 for passing touchdown. Baker or Darnold?
Right now,
I said Darnold, and Story said Baker, and I'm thinking about it now. I just feel like Baker's due for a big game.
That's
you know
what
I mean. It's
too.
almost like just law of averages. They're getting healthy. Their offensive line's better.
Yes,
and I don't mind the matchup as much.
Chat. Baker or Darnold this week? 0.4 half PPR. Baker or Darnold?
Yeah, that's good. I have a question for you, Mouth. Living on a Prayer or Tiny Dancer? What's a better song?
I know what song's better.
He knew it was coming. See, he's been watching me these live streams. Whenever Ray's on with me, I ray him with that cutaway. I set him up in these questions about Kenneth Walker or movies, and then I just play the clip, and people love it.
Hey, Beast, we got to talk to somebody, Beast.
Yeah?
We got to talk to somebody. You know who we need to talk to?
Let me hear it.
Ooh, I think I know who you're talking about. We need to talk to Samson.
I want to talk to Samson. Climb to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
How you doing, Samson? Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, God, I love that clip. Here we go. So we got the quarterbacks out of the way. Let's see the next question. How are we ranking Flacco rest of the season? Let's just say it's a standard 4 for passing touchdown league. In 6, he's going to be higher, but let's just say it's 4. I mean, is he top 8? He's got to be top 8 because he's put up 40 points. Yeah. In terms of his team's put up 40 points the last 2 weeks. Their defense is so bad. They just traded the captain of their defense.
Those should have been wins for the Bengals easily with those 2 games. Easy.
Yep.
So
you can't blame Flacco for the losses.
Basically Flacco has to go out there and blow his arm out every single game. Until Flacco's shoulder falls off, I mean, if it's not your top 5 quarterbacks, I guess you could just play matchups.
Well, he's done wonders for T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I'll give him that. I mean, he clearly can get the ball to those guys a lot better. It's kind of scary when a 40-plus-year-old quarterback can get the ball better to your receivers than Joe Burrow and Jake Browning and whoever the heck backs up that.
Oh my God! You know the funny thing is, Chase and Higgins are actually having better numbers under Flacco than they were under Burrow earlier in the season.
Thank you very much.
Better fantasy scores.
CK says carrying over from the Discord, my Josh Allen and AJ Brown for Flacco and Jonathan Taylor.
Yes, you get Jonathan Taylor on your team immediately.
I mean,
he had a bad one bad game, and they want Josh. Yes. Jonathan Taylor scores more per week than Josh Allen. Yes.
I'm not saying Jonathan Taylor doesn't score. I mean, like, if this was McCaffrey, I would say in a heartbeat take this, because McCaffrey's almost as automatic as any running back in the game as far as
Jonathan
fantasy
Taylor's
points.
been almost more.
Yeah, they've been the same. Like CMC is number one in PPR, half PPR and standard. It is Jonathan Taylor.
Because
so
McCaffrey, unlike Taylor, catches the ball out of the backfield. That's something Taylor doesn't really do a whole lot of. I'm not saying
Until
Taylor,
Daniel Jones.
It takes Taylor
until Danny Dimes.
You need to hope that Jonathan Taylor rips off one good run. He rips off one good run, then fine. You're going to get all the value you need out of Jonathan Taylor. I just don't.
So
again, it really depends.
Real quick, the trade was originally, I saw in the Discord, was Travis Etienne and Josh Allen. That was an automatic. Now adding an AJ Brown makes it a little closer because I'd much rather have AJ Brown than Etienne. So I would say, I mean, if you're willing to give up Allen, it's tough because in the playoffs you want that elite quarterback. But Joe Flacco has been. I'm just a little worried about his
who's his quarterback though?
Taylor.
Well, CK, who's your quarterback though, bro?
Yeah, let us know who your quarterback is. It's probably I'm guessing someone good. Well, no, he's trading Allen, so he's just going to get,
because you are sacrificing quite a bit Flacco versus Allen. I mean, Allen can score touchdowns if he needs to run them in himself. So that's something I definitely look at under that consideration with a trade like that too.
Mount and Beast know that Hurts is top 3 in the. Do we know that Hurts? Beast, do we really know that Hurts is top? I don't think I know that, Beast. Do you know that?
I mean,
I don't know that, Beast.
I mean,
I don't think I freaking. In fact, I don't know that.
I had Hurts at least for one fantasy season, and he was about as automatic as for me as any quarterback I had over my time. I'll say that. When I needed Hurts to get me touchdowns, he did. Whether it meant if you're on the 1 yard line, you know Hurts is going to push it in almost automatic.
Okay, that's fantasy. In real life, is Hurts top 3?
I can't say that. I can't say that.
No, we can't say that.
He's a smidge out of it.
I don't know that.
A smidge outside that.
No.
I'd say top 5 for sure, just based on pedigree, winning, and durability. He's durable.
5 I'm okay with. Yeah, durable.
Okay, I'll give him durable.
That's definitely fine.
Okay, he's definitely very durable.
Like guys like Baker and Justin Herbert, like I think Justin Herbert's a better talent. Like he's a better quarterback, the word quarterback. But until I see at least Herbert win a playoff game, and like he's got to go to an AFC Championship game at least for me to discuss him in the conversation. Yes, I think he is if I had to start a team with somebody that didn't have the Eagles infrastructure and the tush push and just everything else they have, it's probably Herbert. But Herbert is also folds under pressure. Jalen Hurts does.
I also don't like Herbert. We mentioned it on Downtown Sports. I don't like Herbert's inability to see his blind spot.
Yep.
Sub, what do we got from Sub-Zero here? What do we think about the trade deadline?
With Shaheed going,
especially Rashid.
I like Shaheed going to the Seahawks. I think that's great for him. Sam can throw the deep ball, and with JSN and with Horton and all the other little weapons you have, and the running game that you have too, it's going to open up the field a lot more for Rashid Shaheed to throw those deep passes every once in a while instead of just once every other couple of games or 5 or 6 games there. I feel like Shaheed is always going to be due to have at least 1 or 2 of those, maybe in the game, at least 130 or 40-yard pass throughout, and he'll give you like at least a decent 80 to 90 yards receiving a week now that he's going to be joining Sam Darnold.
JSN gets to go back to the slot now.
I don't like him just because Cooper Kupp's there still, and Horton's there. So like he is going to be way better. He's going to be more important and better in real life for that team than he is in fantasy. Now he's going to have more spike weeks, but like how many targets with that defense? Sam Darnold.
I think Kupp goes to the bench.
Right? Yeah, I think
Kupp
was
goes
only
to the bench.
Kupp's time
is team leader though. Like I know it's been 1 year there. He's like a team leader though. Like they need him on the field just for like. Mostly in the red zone. I say that his role is mostly in the red zone. He's almost like a tight end at this point.
A leader leader like Kupp can certainly just be out there and be a distraction and allow your other players to get open. That's being a team player.
Well, because then maybe you throw Shaheed on the outside, JSN goes in the slot, then JSN and Kupp can go back and forth in the slot. JSN doesn't have to exclusively live on the outside now. You could then move JSN into the slot every once in a while. Having Shaheed gives you a lot more versatility.
Another $5 banger from J Bob. When Hurts wins on Monday Night Football, you all realize Hurts is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL. You don't have to like it. You just got to accept it. Well, if you listen to Mouth, he's saying that they're not only going to win on Monday night, they're going to go, what did you say the score was? 34-17?
35-17. Woo! 35-17. I also said you're going to see the introduction of Devonta Smith as the number 1 wide receiver in Philadelphia.
I mean, I think he always was. I always thought the number 1 wide receiver with Smith was always there.
Well,
Maybe
I mean, for the past think about it, the past 20 games, who's played better when they've both been on the field together?
That's mainly been AJ gets more.
Dallas Goedert
got kind of more of the targets.
Dallas Goedert.
Goddard's been
the
good.
answer is Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
Well, it's very versatile when you have
J-Bob.
4 great offensive playmakers. That helps when you're the Eagles and you have all the 4 of these guys playing their game, Barkley and et cetera. When you have a lot of depth, any one of them can take over a game.
J-Bob, real quick, 73-56, Golden State's winning. So Suns are making a comeback. It's early. 3 minutes have passed in the third quarter. Draymond's got 8 rebounds and assists. He needs 4 more. So we might end up going 2-2 tonight. And, the sky won't be falling as much. And we're going to crush that Sutton bet on Thursday night. We have James Bond saying, what's up, 007? I'm down at bat at running back this week. He needs a running back for this week. And let's also talk about beyond. But this week is the priority for him. I'm guessing he's like a 500 team. Tootin, Corum, Brian Robinson Jr., or Samson could pick up McNichols off waivers too. If it's full PPR, the answer might be McNichols, bro. Like, it's crazy and gross that down.
Junkins might not play, so Samson, you might want to talk to him.
Yeah.
You think we should
talk to
Samson?
him?
Agree with that.
You should talk to him.
I want to talk to Samson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Well, because if Junkins is not playing, they're not starting forward.
He has a shoulder injury, Judkins, so he's day to day. That's a significant injury.
Yeah, and the rest of the season, though, I rank it Brian Robinson, or probably Corum, Brian Robinson, Tootin is my ranking. If you're talking about, like, who could be a league winner with injury.
Yeah.
I would have said Brian Robinson at one point but the Niners are never going to split carries evenly with McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to be on over 90+% of plays.
We're talking injury. We're just talking handcuffs.
Yeah.
Injury. Yeah,
if who gets hurt? Well,
probably
Corum,
the best way to go.
Corum's more playable than Brian Robinson right now. Jason says, what's going on, Jason? Shout out to he's a professional fanatic on the Patreon. Love you, Jason. Juwan Jennings, Aranda Gadsden, or Dobbins in the flex. Let's call this half PPR. Is it Dobbins just because you're looking at the fucking Raiders?
I mean,
opportunity.
Dobbins is still kind of the number 1 back at this point, even though Harvey is challenging him a bit for that right now. But
I don't think unless Harvey gets more snap share.
But Dobbins can do a little bit of everything: catch the ball, run it. I mean, I like what he brings, and when you get to a couple of goal-to-go situations, or you need kind of short yardage runs, Dobbins is going to definitely give you that, no problem.
I mean,
yeah, and they like to use them in these primetime games too. If you recall the last ones when they finally had their 100-yard rusher in Dobbins, and they've been giving Harvey more high leverage touches, the receptions, and a little bit more work. But that's like talking about from like down from from 15% up to 25%. So until I see a 50% snap share from Harvey, it's still Dobbins' backfield, and it's the short yardage work, right?
Yeah, and Jennings isn't getting enough. Jennings isn't getting enough targets, and
no, he's been hurt.
Gaston is one of 4. Gaston is one of 4 mouths to feed.
Yeah, and he's only 100%. Now begun to really kind of show what he can really do. It's only been in just a couple of weeks.
So Sub-Zero says, we kind of touched on this on your guys' pod earlier, but we'll rehash it here. Also, not fantasy related. Can we talk about the Jets now having 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years, including their own, which is going to be in the next, or high picks most likely. If they hit, it can actually be something. And this goes back to my conundrum of why didn't they trade Breece Hall. I get why you hold on to Garrett Wilson, but why don't you trade Breece Hall?
Beast, you're the Jet fan here out of the two of us. I'm the Giant fan. You're the Jet fan. Go ahead, good sir.
Yeah. I think the Jets can do a lot of change. Now it's a different regime. We're not in the Joe Douglas era anymore. We have Moogie, we have Aaron Glenn. And remember, it took Aaron Glenn time. It took him time to build a good team. Remember the Lions? They had to go through one season of complete failure before they rebuilt. So now the Jets are going to finally rebuild a team in his image for his team. And the way things are shaping up next year, 2027, Jets do need a quarterback. Arch Manning is a possible name. Mendoza could be out there. I like that kid. Mendoza is a very promising talent. I've read a little info about him. The Jets by keeping Garrett, by keeping Brees, you already have a little foundation there. So now and you already have Mason Taylor, who's proven himself as a young tight end. You know, the Jets, if you can go out there and get a top receiver out of this draft, maybe continue to boost the O-line just a little bit more. I think the days of Vera Tucker are probably coming to an end because he just cannot stay healthy. Membu's been great on the O-line. Love him there. Tipman's very good. If you can get another good piece or two on the O-line to further protect the quarterback, and maybe get another, you have Davis already, you have Isaiah Davis, and you already have Brees, and you do have also Braylon Allen. So the running game is pretty good and still very young. So get me another, like a couple receivers here, maybe get the quarterback, get another O-line piece, maybe a new edge rusher to replace Quinnen Williams. I think the Jets can do something with this, and I think they have better people in place now than they did with Joe Douglas.
And they're franchise tagging Brees, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I think they showed you that with the trade deadline. They're franchise tagging him.
My only thing is Woody Johnson going to get in Aaron Glenn's way? He better not.
He's already tried to.
He better.
What are you going to think about Jordan Tyson? Jordan Tyson from Arizona State to go to the Giants in this upcoming draft. Do you like the kid? You think it's a good fit next to Neighbors?
They need another wideout. I mean, it's the Giants have spent way too many years trying to rely on one running back, one wide receiver, build an O-line around a mediocre quarterback, or not having enough wideouts with O-line help, with defense. They never, ever, ever pay too much attention to skill positions, especially wide receiver.
And
historically the Giants have always went out there with like wide receiver 2 quality wide receivers around a good running back and a good O-line and a good quarterback. I think they need to get this kid so that this way they could actually have somebody next to Neighbors that's a wide receiver 1 quality person that they could actually throw the ball to, so it's not all on Malik Neighbors. That was the problem when we had Odell Beckham. That was the problem when we had, hell, it goes back to the 90s and the Chris Callaway days. That's how bad it's been with the Giants with this particular issue. Get a number 2 guy on a rookie contract that is a number 1 wideout quality receiver.
Yeah,
please.
Somebody you can have team control with, I think, is a big thing. And I looked at his numbers; they're very impressive. This year, 57 receptions for 628 yards and 8 touchdowns. Last year, he had 75 for 1,101 and 10 touchdowns. And he's definitely a guy that can catch the deep ball. He's had at least 50-plus yard catches from each season. So I like definitely what he'll bring. If he's a guy that can create separation, and it certainly seems like he can, boy, will that give Jackson Dart some toys.
What do you guys think about selling high on DJ Moore? He's coming off back-to-back really good weeks, three decent weeks in a row. It appears that he has even the playing field there with a Dunze coming off a 0. Would you sell high on DJ Moore, or with Luther Burden being banged up and just not being this year relevant? It appears, is DJ Moore worth a high? Selling high on a running back if you can get something for him.
Depends on the league you're in. Wide receiver talent is quite abundant. If you could get yourself a low-end running back 1 for DJ Moore, it all depends on what can you get for him. If somebody starts asking you for DJ Moore, move him. If you feel that you have too many wideouts, move him. See what you could get for him. The worst trade that you could make is the one that you don't try to make, I guess. But the thing is, it all depends on your league. You see, this is why you have to join the Discord. Questions like this need to accompany a picture of your roster, need to accompany the pictures of the rosters that you're trying to trade with, so that we could get a better idea of what you want to do. But yeah, this is the time to move DJ Moore high if you can.
He's very volatile for me. I think he's a little volatile. He can have a couple weeks where he can possibly win you a game each week. He can go on a good span of scoring, but then there are weeks where his offense is held in check and then he disappears. I mean, remember with Justin Fields, when Justin Fields was quarterback, remember how often that happened? Yeah, there could be a couple games him and Moore are working together well, and then there's games where he doesn't. So
he's getting healthy though, because he was banged
Yeah.
up, which is a nice thing. And I think he's a great player. Real quick, got a shout out to the Patreon members here. Thank you guys. You see Mouth down there as a professional fanatic. Appreciate you. To everyone, I'm not going to read all the names because it's getting big. If you're not in the Discord, you got to get in the Patreon. Why the hell not? 60 plus people in there. All the trade questions, just all the community's great. A lot of other perks too. If you want to, upgrade a little bit and play fantasy leagues with us, the Professional Fanatics Fantasy Leagues. You want to be a guest on the show. That's how John first got on the show. If you want free merchandise, if you want, you name it, man, we're going to hook it up and, support me. I'll support you, all that kind of good stuff. Also, one other thing here, we have a sponsor on today's show, Trade Fan, new-ish. It's since 2013, but a newer daily fantasy platform. Pretty awesome. 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. Got my own contest on there, boys. It is the NFL Jackpot. Pick three players. Their longest touchdowns all add up. And top 3 place out of 157. Pretty good payouts. They don't take a lot of juice. Definitely check it out. That's Trade Fan in the description. The site is in there. Also, check out Downtown Sports in the description as well. My episode just dropped. Me and Story's episode with these boys. They know their shit. They're entertaining. What are you waiting for? At least give them a little follow there on one of their 23 platforms, right?
23 different platforms. That's correct.
That's a lot. I'm on one. Frankenstein said, that was the one we just answered. I had a good question here. What are some good streaming defenses from Wally this week? I got a couple I can name off here that I think are solid. I think the Browns coming off a bye should be available. They're at the Jets that. I actually don't mind the Jets defense. I know they traded away a lot of their guys, but against Dylan Gabriel, as long as they can stop the run, you'll get some points there.
Oh, that's a field day.
The Panthers defense at home against the Saints, that's a money bit burger right there. They'll be available everywhere, right?
Denver against Vegas.
And
Denver against Vegas.
Yeah, if they're available, even if there's no Surtain. And I think that's really it for ones that are widely available.
Houston and Jacksonville. Houston's these.
Yeah, I can start the Jags defense. I can start both those defenses. The Texans defense is elite, but I don't mind starting the Jags defense against most likely a CJ Stroudless Houston Texans team that has a really bad offensive line.
And check those Chargers out.
Yeah, against Pittsburgh. That's an interest. I mean, Rodgers, he's kind of a bit one-dimensional to a degree.
And they defend the pass pretty well.
They do. As does Seattle against Arizona. Seattle, we talked about them, how aggressive their defense is on our previous show. And
Seattle's in every week, though. That's one of those things. The Chargers might be a sneaky thing. Somebody might drop them to the waiver wire. You might have been stuck with Atlanta after last week. Go pick them up.
What do you guys think about trading Brock Bowers for Derrick Henry? Now, this is kind of format dependent. In a full PPR, I don't like it as much because Brock Bowers is going to smash, and Derrick Henry doesn't quite get you the same. But in a half PPR,
Brock Bowers is going to smash.
Well, he finally
so is Derrick Henry. Though. Look at Derrick Henry's schedule, boys. Look at Derrick Henry's schedule. It is cupcake to cupcake.
Could feast.
He's a top 5 running back in my mind in half PPR the rest of the season.
Yes, I agree. But is the top 5 running back gonna do what Brock Bowers is gonna do for the rest of the season?
Now that the Raiders traded away Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers is.
Can you get something? Can you get something with Derrick Henry in that deal?
I think it depends on.
I think you could G something.
So, yeah,
GT. I think you could G something with Derrick Henry.
So
you can get something with Derrick Henry.
And I'm guessing he has a Rondé Gatson or Ferguson or something, and he's going to roll with them. And then he needs to fill out his running back spot. I'm guessing
Ferguson is solid. Ferguson's pretty good. I like Ferg.
GT, drop that in the Discord with some details on the teams and the scoring, and we'll go through that one tonight when I get off here. James Bond says 6 for a passing touchdown. Plan on playing the matchups with him and Danny Dimes. So that was the.
That
was the Flacco trade. The Flacco trade.
With the trading of the Allen. Yeah. Okay.
Nope,
that makes sense.
I do 6 point on my sleeper league. We do 6 point passing touchdowns. We play full PPR on that league. I mean, if Flacco's going to throw the ball to the end zone, then you know what? I'm not against that.
Flacco to Chase in a 6 point touchdown passing league to Chase and Higgins. And
that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Okay.
50 and 50. His running backs are Jacobs, Rico, Pollard, Monungai, Bam, Marks, Pacheco. Really good room there, especially with he's dropping Bam for Trey Benson. I'm all on board for that one. So now you have Trey Benson, so you can drop Pacheco now. I would drop Pacheco for Alec Pierce. Would you do that? Just you're going to have he's going to
Yes.
have Jacobs, Rico, Pollard, Monungai, and Trey Benson.
I like
Hold on, there's Marks there.
Yeah, Woody
Yeah, and
Marks.
Woody Marks
He's
would be
building.
five.
He's
No,
building
drop Woody
himself.
Marks for Pierce. Pacheco is probably going to run
Pacheco's
better
barely
after the bye.
Pacheco barely has done anything, even when before the bye. After
I want Woody
it's been
Marks.
Kareem Hunt's
There's
been running
no
the ball
world.
more
Yeah,
than
there's
him.
no world Pacheco is going to be the number one last guy standing. Like there's a chance that Nick Chubb they phase him out more. Woody Marks, especially when they're eliminated this year, which they will be in a couple weeks, especially with Stroud missing, they're just going to go 75% Woody, which again isn't great. But if it's a full PPR, Woody Marks a good pass catcher, and I do like him over Pacheco. Like Pacheco, you just never know. You need a smash game from the Chiefs for him to be relevant because they don't run the ball on the goal line. They also don't play him on the goal line, and he's not explosive enough to score a 60-yard touchdown. So really, he doesn't catch the ball either. So
And
what
his
do you
violent
get?
If the Chiefs need, hold on. If the Chiefs need to make the postseason, though, you don't think they get more snaps to Pacheco towards the end of the year when they have to start winning more games to make the postseason?
But Pacheco's running style is very violent, and you saw what happened when he overdoes it. He'll get hurt. That's just asking for an injury, and this is why Pacheco doesn't get the amount of carries that he does, and this is why he's very limited with what he brings because he always gets hurt. He never can be healthy.
He needs a Kareem Hunt injury. That they love Kareem Hunt for some reason, and he has looked better this year. He surprised me because I thought he was dust. He looked better this year than he had last year, like more explosive and just more dynamic. Which is weird.
It helps when you know you're actually going to have a job during the off season and not like the week before you suit up and actually play. Does help.
Yeah, I could have seen Kareem Hunt kind of doing. Remember the Le'Veon Bell jet ski picture? When he was just mad as shit. And he was like, I could have seen Kareem Hunt just smoking blunts and like talking to Samson. Like that's how he came in last year. He's like, I'll get off the couch and I'll play football for the Chiefs. And then it took him a whole year to get himself into shape. And also, all
hey, you guys got to do. Hold up. Why are we not doing supers? What is this? I see a severe lack of chugs. And
we're one away from a chug. We are one away from a chug.
Because I need to take a. Hey, we're one away from a chug. I'm one away from a Tokyo. One away from a chug. Come on, we got to do this.
Love over Hurts. We're still talking that thing. Got one small problem. Both May and Kittle on by week 14. I could pick up Kincaid on the wire. Oh fuck yeah!
Okay,
Kincaid.
fine.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
Kincaid, definitely.
If Kincaid's on your wire, then maybe Loveland's on it too, or Gadsden. Go check your wire and report back to us.
Trade May either for a Lamar or Allen, or do I drop both? Or do I drop B Rob? Oh, B Rob. Is that what? Yeah, I'm reading that. B Rob, Brian Robinson.
I'm holding on to Brian Robinson, baby. I can't miss out on that potential. CMC's he had 33 touches. Like he is averaging 20.
Yeah,
that's unreal.
Those Cavs are a Munich. Those Cavs are like on a Munich timer.
Well, whatever he did, McCaffrey's turned the clock back ever since he went to Germany to get treatment on his ankles and his legs.
There goes
Jason. Here you go, DJ Khaled.
Are you DJ Khaled?
I might be.
Like the real DJ Khaled?
I am not the DJ. I am not the real DJ Khaled. Sorry, everybody.
You could be.
I'm also not Jimmy Hart either. So.
Yeah, you guys like the Panthers. You like the Panthers as a sneaky play, right? Against the Saints, they traded their best offensive lineman. They traded Shaheed.
Saints are terrible. Saints are terrible.
That's not a sneaky play. That's
the Panthers defense sucks, but they played well against the Packers last week.
The Panthers D's been quietly a pretty big surprise.
That's about as sneaky as sneaky as a truck coming at you in oncoming traffic.
Yeah, that's not very, unless it's a hybrid.
I have to technically do this off camera, so while you do that, Beast, talk about why the Panthers defense is not sneaky.
No, they're definitely fast. They definitely play with a little extra pop. What Dave Canales is slowly building in Carolina has been, is really something to behold. I mean, here he was taking Bryce Young, who, again was kind of figuring himself out. You take this defense again. It's a young core. It's a young group of players. But Carolina's learning how to win Carolina and their defense are learning how to win the important games. I know they're 5-4 in the year. I'd say give it a year.
Hold on. Sorry, I had to interrupt you, Beast. Nick you got to do this right now, Nick. It says trade Gatson he has Gatson. Trade Gatson for Odunze.
No.
He has Bowers. Dude,
Yes.
he has Bowers all day long. You run into that right now.
Oh, yeah,
brother.
Bowers and then yeah. Oh, yeah, Bowers and fine.
Like,
Yeah.
Dunze's a
Go.
great buy
Hit
low.
that button now.
Before you
Answers
can't
the
do it
first
anymore, do it
high.
now.
Right
Nick,
now.
hey, Nick, I appreciate you, Nick. Nick, Nick's got to get in the Discord. We got to lobby for Nick to get in the Patreon, get in the Discord. So
Please. You
can get
send
in all these
supers.
great questions.
Pay and just ask us these questions there.
Please.
Yeah,
do.
and also maybe send a couple supers on the way too. But appreciate you, Nick. You're the man. I'm glad he's a newer addition to the show. I think the last week or so I've seen him on here. So much appreciated. Hopefully you enjoy what you're seeing. A lot of different guests on here, which kind of separates my show from, a lot of the guys that do it solo too. It's one person. We get 7-8 different perspectives. Not to mention we interact with all. You guys create the content on the show. I'm just kind of I'm the vessel, right? Like I'm it's like the thing. I'm the body that the thing takes over, and you guys are the thing. So I just turn into whatever form you want me to be, man. A dog, a cat, tranny, whatever the fuck you want, dude. I'll do whatever. So
you're like Flubber? So you're Flubber?
Yeah, Flubber.
You're like Flubber from the Robin Williams movies?
Take a little flub.
Oh, what a bad movie, but I love Robin Williams. Mark, shout out Mark, #1 super fan of the show.
Marky
Harvey
Mark.
Charbonnet Manungai, full PPR, pick 2 to start. Harvey Charbonnet Manungai. Go ahead, guys. What do you got?
Harvey, because he catches passes, and Manungai.
Manungai. Easy. That's an easy one.
Yeah, Charbonnet, he's been struggling, and I think we saw a little changing of the guard after the bye week last week, where they weren't going drive for drive, right? Where it used to be Walker's drive, then Charbonnet's drive. And the problem with Walker's drives is whenever they get inside the 5, they just bring in Charbonnet, and they wouldn't do the same on Charbonnet's drive. Now I saw,
but a tiny dancer moonwalks on it, right?
That's what
a tiny dancer's moonwalk. Dancers moonwalking.
So yeah, it's Harvey. How confident are you guys in Harvey? It's a good matchup. What are you guys? Let's just go this. What are you projecting his snap share to be? Is it over 33% this week for the first time?
It has to be because they gotta sit Bidet, man. They have to.
Yeah, or McLaughlin. They rotate like activating one of those. Those guys are terrible. Like terrible.
Yeah, Jaleel McLaughlin. Yeah, no, he's not even close.
But they block. And that's the thing that Denver has been missing lately. And that's the one thing that, by the way, that Dallas has actually gained this season from having Javonte Williams.
He blocks. He blocks, and he blocks well. I think this is about a 60 to 40% split between if we have to go with Harvey and Dobbs. Obviously, Dobbins will get 60%.
Saying it since week 3 though, and it hasn't happened yet. So like
maybe
they got a
3 touchdown game.
Maybe Sean Payton is slowly beginning to make that happen. Maybe he's increasing each load.
Or maybe do you think it's that Sean Payton feels like, they don't want to give too much tape on Harvey because if they put all of Harvey's tricks out there,
yeah,
they could defend him.
Figure him out quickly. That's fair. No, that's.
But it doesn't necessarily matter if he's scoring you fantasy points on the limited amount of touches that he's getting, and he's doing it consistently. You have to eventually play the guy, right?
Max has a super here. Thank you, Max. Top tight end on the wire is Kincaid, Hunter Henry, Theo Johnson, and Njoku, Musgrave, and Likely. So I think the easy answer is Kincaid. But I mean. Hunter Henry, no.
Henry's right
Theo
there.
Johnson,
Henry's close.
See Theo Johnson.
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit earlier.
Fannon's taking that role. Musgrave is the one I want to highlight. Where Likely I love as a stash, and I hate stashing tight ends, but like if you have a deep.
Can I say this about Musgrave?
Yeah, go ahead.
Musgrave had higher draft capital than Kraft.
Musgrave
isn't a yards after catch guy like Kraft is. He's more of a downfield threat. Now, Golden could potentially not be playing. Golden, more of a downfield threat guy, but he also ran sort of the same route tree as Kraft. The problem is now Dobbs and Christian Watson are going to be competing for that, interior midfield yards after catch role. That might open up the downfield looks for Musgrave if Golden doesn't play. You really need to watch Golden's status. If Golden ends up not playing, you need to grab Musgrave because he might be the only downfield target Love has. Which is also why the Eagles are going to win 35-17.
Yeah, I like Musgrave, but he's more of a flyer, right? Kincaid's not a flyer. Kincaid is that dude. I mean, he has inconsistent weeks.
Kincaid's the number one target in Buffalo.
Pretty much. That's actually a fact at this point, right? It's crazy. Let's see. I forgot Mark's comment. I gotta go back to Mark's comment. I'll find it after I read you guys this one. I got offered.
That's Bijan Robinson? Pass me Bijan.
For Amon-Ra St. Brown, what do you think? I have A.J. Brown, Brian Thomas, Rico, Chase Brown, Tracy, and Benson. So you have more. You need the receiver. You don't need another running back.
And besides Bijan, it just seems like Atlanta doesn't always use Bijan the right way. Last couple weeks.
Wait, what's his record? What's Essential Auto Care's record?
I would like to find
that out. I don't know. Essential.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's doing a Discord. I think he was talking about it. This is another trade that we need to see in writing. You know what I'm saying? We need to see the lineups, and that's what everyone's doing. It's the place to be. As Frank Costanza said, it's the place to be.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, at least you know what Amon-Ra is going to give you. At least you know it's St. Brown. He'll give you 8-9 catches.
Bye too. They both have had their bye. Mark says, Essential. We'll follow up with that one a little later. But yeah, if you want to, dude, you got to get in the Discord because we will rock those. We'll have 20 eyes on that thing. Mark says, I was going to pick up Parker Washington, but Myers is there now. Should I pick up Pierce instead? Now there's no
You should still pick up Parker Washington.
Alec Pierce.
You think are you worried? I got to get your guys' opinion because I have Parker Washington everywhere. Brian Thomas seems to be week to week. He might play this week. I haven't heard much about Diami Brown, but Parker Washington's a slot guy. But that's what Jacoby Myers is. So did they pick up Jacoby Myers for depth, or are they going to play him over Parker Washington? What do you guys think?
Parker Washington isn't just a slot guy. Parker Washington can go on the outside as well. He's versatile. So this sends Diami Brown to the bench. So Jacoby Myers is going to be your slot guy, but this sends Diami Brown to the bench. This allows you to sit Brian Thomas Jr. I think they made this trade because BTJ is hurt.
I'm good with Jacoby Myers. I like what he brings. Good, versatile receiver. Definitely, can get open down the field if you need to throw it to him. I'm not saying Parker Washington can't either, but I like Jacoby in his sure hands. I like Jacoby in his sure hands.
Pierce is a good pickup. That's fine. But then again, I don't think losing Adonai Mitchell is going to increase Alex Pierce at all.
No, Alex Pierce is like third on the depth chart. He's like third on the depth chart.
Adonai Mitchell might be a pickup now.
Yeah. Well, Alec Pierce is
100%. Yeah, I like Adonai Mitchell a lot, and essentially is in there. I totally forgot. His name's Mark, I believe. He's in the Discord, so he'll bring that up. Sorry, there's a lot of names I got to keep track of. I'm a drinker too, good. So you mix those things together. I do forget some people. I'll get to know you, buddy, and hell yeah, appreciate you. Ray is in here. The big Ray. He said Ray's here. Get Ray.
Ray to Dawn. Oh, Beast, Beast to the East. You know how I named you? I actually named Big Ray of this show, Ray the Dawn.
Ray the Don, huh?
Has just showed up in the chat.
Do you guys want to start Tyler Warren or Olave this week? Because now that Shahid's out, but Tyler Shuck is there. So it's almost like a wash, right? All the targets in the world.
Yeah, Olave gets more targets, I think. Warren caps out at about 5 or 6 catches.
Okay. Let me explain, because everybody keeps on saying PPR scam. And let me explain to everybody what this means, because eventually I had to figure it out when everybody in fantasy sports kept saying this. So in half PPR, like I play in with Beast here, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Even if they gain absolutely 0 yards, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 per reception. And you just hope that they don't lose yards. Sometimes that might happen with Olave, but
Mouth, quick, in full PPR, which is 1 point per reception, we're playing Olave 9 times out of 10, probably 10 times out of 10. In half PPR, I could see going Tyler Warren because he has
he actually scores touchdowns,
and he could get the push touchdown in general. Like that's close. Standard is definitely Warren. So it's some of these are scoring dependent, but I see the appeal of Olave. The work is there, but it's pretty empty calories. 12 targets could literally be 5 for 50. Where Tyler Warren, he does every week. He has 5 targets and he gets 5 for 50 on those 5 targets.
I know usually.
But now Olave's got screen game intermediate. Now Olave has screen game, intermediate game, and long game, and it doesn't matter. It's all him.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, you have Shuck throwing you the football. Do I really trust?
And now Kamara's going to finally get passes thrown his way.
Well, he hasn't gotten him. He didn't get him last week.
This is a good one. This is a good one for you guys. I've been talking Jack Bech up for a while, and now the Brock Bowers thing. I didn't know he was going to come back this healthy, so that kind of throws a wrench into my wide receiver 3 rest of the season. Jack Bech once Jacoby Myers gets traded, but Myers did get traded. And what do you think? Because Jack Bech is a good player. Like Dante Thornton's not that guy. He's not that guy this year, at least. He's an outside guy. Either way, he's just too raw. And Trey Tucker has just been exposed as what Trey Tucker is, right? Just a small X receiver that just is only, he's a big play dude. That's it. So do you guys think Jack Bech in a deep league, is he worth it? Is it worth it, guys, for Jack Bech? Or is it going to be Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty only?
I think Bech will get at least a few. He'll get a few targets. Look, Bowers is going to probably get at least 10, 11, 12 targets like he did a week ago.
Tucker. I disagree with you. It's Tucker. And I'll tell you why.
You love Trey Tucker.
It's because here's the thing. It's Genty because now Genty is going to be nice and available in the backfield. You saw Geno finally pass him the freaking football.
Yes, he did.
And then it's Bowers in the intermediate part of the football field. And if you could actually get Geno to open up over the top, get him to hand off the ball to Genty more, be able to use play action, Tucker's fast enough to open up over the top because you got Bowers in the intermediate and then Tucker to go over the top because defenses are going to overcommit to Bowers. They're also going to start to overcommit to Bech because they drafted Bech pretty highly. So that's just going to be more room for Tucker to operate. And if anything we know about Geno Smith, it's this. That guy is addicted to throwing deep passes down the field that he shouldn't throw. So that is Trey Tucker's entire game as a wideout. Trey Tucker will be fantasy relevant.
Do you have a Trey Tucker jersey? Because I think you do. Wally says, Robin, and we talked about this earlier. Just want to hear more thoughts on it. Trade away Garrett Wilson for Judkins. My wide receiver room is CD, Puka, Wilson, Zay, and Addison. So I love Zay Flowers rest of the season. I'm doing this in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he's expendable.
Jets.
Yeah, Garrett's kind of expendable because you don't really know what you're going to get out of him. Honestly, now Judkins. We'll see if he plays this week. But if you have enough depth, if your receiving depth is what I'm seeing there, Puka, he's going to get targets. CD's going to get the ball healthy enough, as will Zay.
And
Addison. I'm kind of
as a 4 though. He's fine. And I will say this.
Yeah,
I think he mentioned in the Discord that it was a half PPR. That's an easy smash. Full PPR is a little tougher. Judkins gets ranked down because he doesn't catch passes. And
you could get more than Judkins though.
I don't think
you can get more than
Judkins. Dude, Judkins is an RB1, bro.
For Garrett
Especially
Wilson.
when you're gonna have you're gonna get rid of the Wario over there. You're gonna get rid of Dylan Gabriel and at least upgrade. Anything's an upgrade. Me and you and Beast are an upgrade over that little Wario Dylan Gabriel clown.
Waluigi. I'm calling Shador Waluigi because he's supposedly supposed to be worse. According to Stefanski, he's supposed to be worse.
Really? Well, we have Wario, Dylan Gabriel's Wario, and then we have our boy, the Garden Gnome, Kyler Murray. I'm going to hit you guys with the intro. That's right. On this show, we do 53 minutes. Then I hit you with the intro. We'll answer more of your questions after this. Kyler Murray's trash. He lost his job. That's hilarious. And by the way, Wally says it's full PPR. So if you want to try to make it a 2-for-2, give away one of your depth pieces to get a Brian Robinson Jr. or a Blake Corum and give away your shittiest bench piece to get a high upside stash. Try to do that. I don't hate the trade, man. You have the wide receivers, Wally. All right, then I'm not a Judkins guy, but he's getting, especially in positive game scripts, he's very predictable. If they're going to keep,
we just have to pray to God that somehow he does not get suspended before the end of the season.
I know. I'm kind of over that though, because I was saying that early in the year. I'm kind of over that, man.
Remember, the Browns are not going anywhere. They could just suspend him for the end of the year.
Right, because they don't want it to happen.
And then you're screwed in the fantasy playoffs.
T-Man says,
remember,
Isaiah
take that
Davis,
into Junkin's value.
Yep.
That is a fact. I say it's a low percent. 10% chance is still a chance though. T-Man,
Yeah.
is Isaiah Davis still worth a hold since Brees is still a Jet? And Tez Johnson, Keenan, or Monty in the flex? So
I just traded him for Calvin Ridley. I just traded him for Calvin Ridley in a defense. Does that answer your question?
How?
Keenan Allen's Keenan Allen's good for me in a flex. Very dependable receiver. And Isaiah Davis, he's still going to do things for you. If you didn't have Isaiah Davis, you weren't beating the Bengals before the bye the other week. Isaiah Davis had a couple of huge runs that Brees Hall couldn't quite do.
Who do the Lions
Because
have
if
this
you would have
week?
if you would have seen the defenses in my waiver wire, I was going to end up losing.
Well, Montgomery is also a fair
T-Man,
argument.
I'm going Montgomery.
Montgomery's
Against the Commanders, dude. Against the Commanders.
Commanders? Oh, God, Monty.
Him and Gibbs are going to split those runs down the middle.
By the way, the Commanders are too slow. The Commanders are too slow to defend the outside run. The Commanders are too weak to defend the inside. The Commanders are just done.
Look, their season was over. Their season was over as soon as Jaden Daniels' elbow snapped. As soon as it got dislocated, that was it.
It was over actually even before that, but that was like
when Eckler got hurt? What happened when you lost Eckler?
Right, that was the finishing blow, right? That was the fatal blow there. Hetzker says, would the Saints defense be good to stash for the fantasy playoffs? They have a decent schedule. It's hard to predict those things because teams change, and B, that defense is absolutely awful. And the offense is just as bad. So the offense ends up screwing over your team defense because of picks and fumbles and bad field position and not being able to hold the ball for more than like one or two first downs on a drive. So I'm not looking to stash a defense, and if I am, it's not going to be the Saints defense.
Right now, the Saints have the number one pick in the draft. Saints have the number one draft pick in the tankathon. So who knows?
It's going to be a tankathon, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen. Yep, that's the one thing that New York knows about every single season. The tankathon. It's the one thing we get to look forward to every year.
We make a big deal out of it, don't we? We make such a great show out of it.
I love the tankathon. Rome says I traded away Gibbs, Baker, Higgins for Olave, May, and Henry. That's Derrick Henry. I want Olave. Trading away Gibbs. Gibbs and Henry are close. May and Baker are close, and then Olave and Higgins are close. So
it depends on the buy situations. Then, what are your buys? Baker's done with his buy. Higgins is done with his buy. Gibbs is done with their buy.
May has a buy.
And May has a
week 14.
Henry's had his already.
You get slapped with buys. You got slipped with bye weeks.
Yeah,
man, it's like Henry's better in half PPR standard, but Olave is better in PPR. Gibbs is better in full PPR, but Higgins is better more in half PPR because touchdowns. And then Baker.
You know what this is like? This is like when you're playing with this is like you're having like a wonderful moment playing with your cat. You're having a good old time, and then your cat just scratches you out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. That's what happened here.
It's not a bad trade. It's just
it's you just got slapped with bye weeks.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous gamble that you're taking. Unless you're in a very good position that you can absorb a buy and you can afford a loss that won't hurt.
I hope I hope you have better record and you could absorb bye weeks.
That's really about it. Oh.
We got Gadsden and Bowers is quite a combo. It is.
Definitely. Well,
got Bowers and Gadsden as well, trying to shop.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you, man.
Bowers and McBride would be a great
Nick.
if you had both of them.
So Judkins did practice on Monday. So, do you think there's a chance they rest him? Because again, tankathon, right? Tankathon.
Yeah. The Browns
maybe they want to get a look at Samson. They want to get a look at Samson.
Yeah,
too.
true.
Nowhere. Browns are not going anywhere.
They got to do something. I mean, look, don't they have that? They have to have conversations, right?
As of right now, if we were to quickly just look at the tankathon, the Browns are number 6 on the tankathon right now.
Mark, that's a good call, man. Like before, they wouldn't have taken Charbonnet off the field after the delay of game, and so yes, it appears that Charbonnet is still their short yardage back, right? 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, and then third and goal from the 1, those kind of things. But before, anything inside the 10-yard line was Charbonnet. So this is positive development for the tiny dancer, but it's still like they're such a pass first team. But I will say
every year they do this though.
They don't use every year with they never use KW3 right ever.
No, and it doesn't matter what coach or what offensive coordinator it is, too. They fall in love with freaking Charbonnet, and then over the year they realize, shit, I have to use this talented back that I just don't like, who just twinkle toes around in the backfield like a freaking...
Charbonnet is as dry as Chardonnay wine. Thank you very much.
There you go.
Chardonnay.
Nick says, problem with Musgrave is we're talking about the Packers. Would any of us feel confident rolling Musgrave out in a fantasy playoff game in this
egalitarian
system? I feel much better about rolling the tight end out than any of the wide receivers because the wide receivers end up getting lost. The tight end gets the red zone looks. We saw Fitzpatrick have a touchdown this year. We've seen Musgrave have some decent performances. It's all with Tucker Kraft playing. Now you're just taking away the number one. And I think it's Musgrave. He's not going to play as many snaps as Kraft because Kraft was a 94% guy percentage-wise. Because
he's going to see targets.
I say, what do you think? You guys think 80% snap share for Musgrave?
I think so.
75, 80.
There was a time he was actually pretty good before Kraft got here. There was a time Musgrave was a pretty decent player.
They were the same draft class. Musgrave started the first year. Tucker Kraft took over the job because they figured out that Tucker Kraft was a better blocker, fit the scheme a little better.
Well,
but that has nothing to do with Musgrave's pass catching ability. That dude can catch.
Well, yeah, and I almost see it as a Dalton Kincaid, right? Dalton Kincaid situation there, where Dalton, and he'll play more. Dalton Kincaid's only been playing about 60% of the snaps this year, and look at his production. Now that's tied to Josh Allen, but Jordan Love's no bum, and he does like throwing to tight ends. He likes throwing up the middle of the field. Nick, it's not a dumb question. The Discord is in the description of the video or the channel description, or just search the Patreon Professional Fanatics with a space there, and then I'll send you an email when I get your notification, and I'll get you in the Discord. Appreciate you. Dan Fellas, I was so close to having Isaiah Davis as a starting running back. Same, bro. I have probably 11 Isaiah Davis shares, and I only have 2 or 3 Breece Hall, but that would have been a win-win because I get Breece Hall upgrade, and Isaiah Davis is a top 20 running back, but I'm dropping him in certain situations. I'm going to still hold on to him, because Breece Hall could be shut down, could get injured. I mean, I'm not looking to start a timeshare running back, though.
He's been hurt.
Back half, the B in the Jets system. I don't want that at all. Who would you play this week? We actually had this conversation on your guys' show.
Here's my
Mayfield
question
or
again.
Sam Darnold?
Man, seems like I'm very popular with this question today. My goodness. And right now, I have to say Baker. Darnold it's too familiarity with Darnold playing in the NFC West. And I believe the Cardinals are going to come in with a game plan to at least keep him at bay. And Baker, I'm expecting him to come out pissed. He's had a bye week, and he's had 2 very bad weeks before. And with possibly a couple of more additional pieces on offense returning, I want to see Baker actually go off. I want to see Baker throwing that ball down the field like I know Baker's capable of.
Yeah, I agree. Hetzer says pick up Rashid Shaheed or Alec Pierce. That's a tough one.
Shaheed. I'd say Shaheed.
What do you got, Mal?
He can be used on special teams. Shaheed's been used also on special teams for a period of time. I remember that well. Maybe the Seahawks can use him for double duty.
Pierce.
I'm going Pierce just because the Adonai Mitchell trade. Like, there's no risk of Adonai Mitchell kind of not Wally pipping him, but taking 30% of his snaps away. It's literally downs, and he's not an every snap player. He's very efficient with his 60% of the snaps.
Now that you've taken Mitchell away, Downs and Mitchell played in the same areas too, so that actually increases both Downs and Pierce up.
Then you have Warren and Pittman Jr. And Taylor. It's just a lot of extra depth.
Pierce Pierce had 9 targets last game too. So, I've seen it from Pierce. I've seen it from Pierce, and besides, if Shaheed's there, grab him. I guess. If you don't need to start somebody immediately, Shaheed. If you need to start somebody right now, Pierce.
Nick dropping the info for Hetzer. Appreciate you, man. That's what we need in this chat. It's a community where we're all helping each other out. And I said the Colts are 4th in neutral pass rate, even in this current run-heavy script. So we think they're so run-heavy. It's just because they're literally always winning this year. So they still throw more than most teams when they're winning. And I do expect them to throw the ball more just based on necessity because, I know they got Sauce Gardner, but they're not going to be winning every
Jonathan
game by
Taylor
20
catching 4 passes a game, man. A lot of Taylor's production has been coming from Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but Jonathan Taylor is always he's always that threat you got to deal with running the ball down the field, and he will do it. Give him a little time.
Luca, I've said this before.
Ooh.
Please don't say dumb things in this. This is dumb. Genty and Gibbs for Rico, Dowdle, and Benson. Like,
No,
I love Rico
what were you
Dowdle and I
thinking?
love Benson.
What were you thinking?
He's trolling. He's trolling.
Yeah, okay,
like I
good.
love both these guys, Rico and Benson, so much. But like Gibbs, I wouldn't do Gibbs for Rico and Benson.
Hell no.
So please,
hell no.
please keep your stupid shit out of the show because that's just stupid. And you got to rise out of me. Congratulations, man. I made your night. But I got to tell you that next time you're out. So if you're really that worried about Jahmyr Gibbs, then come play in my league. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to fucking destroy. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. They're just saving him a little bit.
Gibbs
it's
and
Jahmyr
Montgomery
Gibbs.
split time. Gibbs and Montgomery split carries. There's nothing wrong with that. Judkins for Genty.
Yeah. What do you think?
Genty's, I think, way better.
Genty finally caught passes.
He was always
I want
capable of
Genty.
catching passes. He always
Do
could catch
it.
passes.
Do it now while
just
the
held back.
Genty
hold on.
player would still take it.
Is this scoring dependent? Because I like Genty much more in full PPR.
Oh yeah.
If it's standard, I want Judkins over Genty in standard because you're getting
And
22 carries a game from Judkins.
Half I want
That's close,
Genty.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here.
I like the upside
I
of
like Genty
Genty
a lot better.
And
Also,
Luca,
the
if you actually did do that, you need to just like maybe watch more of the show, and you would never do a trade like that. Even though I love Benson, I love Dowdle, but like Gibbs and Genty, like those are your first two picks. I don't even know how you had both of them because they were both first round picks. So you must have traded for one of them. No.
He's playing too much Call of Duty, Rob. He's playing too much Call of Duty. Not watching enough.
Right.
Not watching enough professional fanatics and listening to enough downtown sports, and he's playing too much Call of Duty, playing too many video games, not paying enough attention to what's actually going on in the real world today.
Did this the same question we had? 6 point for a passing touchdown. Stafford or Sammy Darnold?
PPRs.
6 point. JSN and PPR 10 man.
Well, if it was 0.4, if it's 0.4, it's Darnold. If it's 0.6, it's Stafford.
Yeah,
because Darnold's going to have 8. Well, Darnold's throwing the ball in the end zone, but Stafford's getting more touchdowns. I see more yards out of Darnold. That would be where I draw the line. So 0.6, it's Stafford.
Bam Knight for Gainwell.
100%. Should I drop Bam Knight for Gainwell or Singletary? Definitely for Gainwell. I want Gainwell over Singletary.
Yeah, Singletary's going to be taking on some important carries now for the Giants. Now that you don't have Scadaboo, you're going to have Singletary probably backing up Tyrone Tracy Jr.
I would drop Bam Knight for nothing. I would just not even want a roster spot at that point because, you're going to be tempted to start him when the reports come out that he's a starter, which we've heard. And the fact that DeMarcado, after that crazy knuckleheaded play of dropping the ball, is back usurping him, and not to mention Trey Benson coming back in 2 weeks, is not. It's Bam Knight's done. He's done. He's always not good anyway. He's a drop, and I don't care who.
On the Jets, he wasn't good.
The fact that anybody believed that the Jets' backfield from 3 years ago was actually going to be the Cardinals' starting backfield in 2025 should have told you something.
And then Michael Carter. Yep.
Champagne.
And Bam Knight usurped Michael Carter back then too.
Jaden Reed or Mixon. Joe Mixon's not playing football this year.
Yeah,
I've been saying that. I've been saying that since the draft season, and then definitely since like week 4 when we got that report where there was no report. He's not playing football this year. I'd be surprised if he ever is a starter again in the NFL, just because his age. Now you have a foot injury, a chronic foot injury. He was already losing a step or two, and I love Joe Mixon, dude. I love
all those
Joe
years.
Mixon,
all those years with the Bengals. I mean, he took all those beatings behind the line as a Bengal. Yep. Running backs have a shelf life. It's just what it is.
Joe Mixon is going to be the new Nick Chubb.
What do you guys think about Brock Purdy, and just not even just Brock Purdy, like Ricky Pearsall, for instance, right? We saw the play. He came into that week, I think it was week 4, week 3 game hurt, then landed on his knee, and he was week to week, right? Then they never put him on IR. He's missed 6 games already. Now the report came out today that his status for not for this week, but the near future is cloudy. Near future could be 3 weeks from now. Is Ricky Pearsall a drop? And then what's going on with Brock Purdy? I know it's not as significant of an injury as Joe Burrow because that was required surgery, but these turf toes are an epidemic right now. What is your outlook right now with how good Mac Jones is playing? Your answer for, what's going on with Ricky Pearsall and then the Mac Jones, Brock Purdy dilemma. What do they do there?
You are seeing neither of those two for the rest of the season. They're going to end up on a plane to some foreign country talking about special treatments that you've never heard of. And this is exactly what happened with Christian McCaffrey last season. Kyle Shanahan will never tell you the truth about injuries because he's never going to admit that the season is over because the season isn't over. So I just don't want anybody to be too excited about either Brock Purdy or Ricky Pearsall, but he's never going to allow you to think that they're actually droppable. I wouldn't drop them. If you have IR spots,
Put them
build
in the
them.
IR spot. You might need them. You might need them down the stretch. You never know.
But even if they come back like week 15, do you even think it's going to matter?
It depends if playoff position
are they going to
on the
ramp
line.
up enough for you to care? Like Jennings is somebody you're going to have to keep around. Right now, it looks like Kittle is really going to be in the block. Sometimes you're seeing Tonjes out there getting end zone targets. Like this is CMC and pray to God. That's literally what's going on in San Francisco right now. It's CMC. If Kittle isn't needed to run block, Kittle, and you hope to God that they score.
Well, the Niners are making it work, so you have to give
They
them a
are.
lot of credit. They're making it work with what they have.
I picked them to
So
go to
did-
the
did
Super
you
Bowl
guys
this
see this?
year, so
Did you
of
guys
course
see
they
this
have to
that-
get hurt.
Seattle said Rashid Shaheed is a wide receiver 2 now on that team. What does that do to his value? Seattle's a top 5 offense. JSN gets triple teamed. I can't believe they say this because what Torrey Horton did and what he's been doing all year, let's be honest, as a punt returner especially, but 5 touchdowns on the year. And that's in limited playing time. He showed out as a starter, and Cooper Kupp is still a veteran on that team. So, like, why would they even say this?
And JSN gets more targets
it's not
than
fact
anyone.
check.
JSN gets
Right,
more
I'm just
targets
saying,
than
like,
any
the
of these
number
guys.
two,
That
though,
means they're
do you
putting
think he will
JSN.
be?
That means they're putting JSN back in the slot, and they're going to move JSN all around the field, and they're going to stick Rashid Shaheed at the X receiver position. Basically, Rashid Shaheed is George Pickens. JSN is going to
CeeDee
play
Lamb.
the CeeDee Lamb role in the offense now.
It's fine. That means he'll get more targets. I'm cool with that.
And Cooper Kupp plays a Jake Ferguson role.
Yep.
The tight end that catches the ball and falls down occasionally.
Yep.
May as well
Kupp has always been good at diagnosing zones.
May as well bulk
This
up.
is a
and
good
become
Why
one.
not?
This is a good one from Cruz. I got to shout out Cruz for being a Patreon member. Also being probably one of my favorite people in the Discord. You're hilarious, Cruz. We love you. Pop Douglas versus Tampa if Booty is out, or Shakir versus Dolphins. I'm going Shakir still. I mean,
Yeah.
it's appealing because here's the problem. Kyle Williams, they've been talking up Kyle Williams, and they like Kyle Williams. I think he was a 2nd-round pick out of Washington State. Like him a lot, man. He's like a bigger version of Steph Diggs.
Patriots are up against who this week?
They're facing Tampa Bay.
Tampa's
Miami's
secondary
defense
is
stinks.
burnt. No, I like Pop.
It is.
Tampa's secondary is burnt toast.
But Shakir, like, dude, Keon Coleman got benched, as I know, because I placed a bet on him. Coleman got benched. The rest of the guys suck. It's literally Shakir and Kincaid. Now,
really it.
I think the worry is that they could beat the fucking shit out of the Dolphins without throwing the ball once, and they just run the ball. But I feel like Shakir's got a way better chance to score a touchdown.
This is a James Cook week.
Very likely could be.
Every week. The last couple weeks have been a James Cook week.
No, but like I think this is a James Cook week. I think this is a Josh Allen runs the football week. I think this is a Ray Davis would even be a legit flex play week. I think this is the Buffalo running game just has fun. I think Pop Douglas might score. This Tampa secondary is bad.
Yep.
We got a super from GT. We are 2 away from another chug. Speaking of JSN, who's the RB1 in Seattle? Who do you guys want in? Let's call it in full PPR. I think it's Kenneth Walker, even though neither of them catch passes.
Yeah, KW
in full in half PPR, you still want Kenneth Walker by a mile.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake. The answer is Kenyon Drake.
I love Kenyon Drake. Can we all shout out Kenyon Drake for that awesome? Remember the ladder play that Gronk was playing safety on with the Dolphins? That was Kenyon Drake who had the final 30 yards on all the laterals.
Yep.
And then that awesome clip of just Gronk just taking that terrible line. Why were they I know they were expecting a Hail Mary, but like maybe just play a safety back there, not an Ophi Gronkowski who is not used to like making quick twitch movements when he doesn't have the ball. What a bad, that's a bad Belichick. But Belichick doesn't have many bad moments, at least not in the NFL. Go look at UNC right now. That's a fucking mess. But what a bad decision. Was that not a terrible decision putting Gronk back there?
My God.
Like, why? What's the point?
I don't know. All I know is there is no RB1 in Seattle anymore because they have foregone a running game because Rashid Shaheed has showed up. Rashid Shaheed will be their running game. You might just see them throw him back there for all we know. Because I don't think they trust either of these running backs. They don't trust that offensive line to run block. That's what the truth of it is.
This is a good one from Blaze. Carolina's defense or Jets defense? I think it's Carolina's. Just because I like the Jets matchup, but I hate their defense. And Carolina's
Jets
defense
can't
is average.
turn anyone over,
average, right?
Carolina's defense can be a nightmare for opponents. They take away a lot of those long passes. They're very good in the end zone. They're decent. Again, Carolina, Dave Canales has really brought together a nice young unit here. I'd say give it another year. This Carolina team could be quite dangerous. Give it about another year or two.
Here's the problem. The Jets defense, while they are good at preventing yardage sometimes, while they're, every once in a while you could see them play tough.
They blow
that, and they don't turn anyone over. Carolina, every once in a while, they can turn people over.
That's right.
What do you guys think about Bucky Irving? So Bear says Bucky Irving, everyone should have bought low on the Bucs offense. It's so much worse without him. But do we even know? Story brought up on the show earlier we did on Downtown Sports. Again, check out Downtown Sports. Link in the description. 23 platforms. Our episode just dropped every Tuesday. They're rocking out bangers. 2 hours a week. I'm doing 23 hours a week. Y'all are watching. You can give it 2 hours of your time for these guys. They're what's up. A story brought up on your show, that Bucky, we don't even know if he's coming back this week because they have not put out their practice reports from this week or last week yet. Do you guys think Bucky Irving misses this week? And if he misses this week, or is it full on panic mode?
Well, here's the thing. Even if he doesn't miss this week, this is a bad situation for Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving, they have shown you, even though he can catch the football, they won't throw it to him. So New England is very good at stopping running backs between the tackles. They're very bad at stopping pass-catching backs. This is a Rachaad White week. There's very few of those when both Bucky Irving and Rachaad White are on the same roster. But
you think Rachaad White's
this is a Rachaad White
total, if Bucky plays, you think that's a sharp bet? It would be like 8.5 or 12.5 yards or something. If Bucky plays, you think that's a smash, right?
About. Yeah, and look, I may need to depend on Rachaad White this week because I don't have Pollard and I don't have Javonte Williams. So my two running backs right now are White and possibly DeAndre Swift, and hopefully he's not hurt. So I'm.
They signed someone. The Bears signed. Who did they sign? Mal. They signed a guy on the practice squad, running back.
Yeah,
someone shitty, but like a body. They signed a body.
Yeah, I remember the name. No, it's not Travis Homer. I know it's not him. I saw one potential name the Bears had. I'm just going to see if I can remember the name at the top of my head here. Was it?
No, Homer's on the IR for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
no?
And Roshan Johnson is also hurt. It was a third guy. I'm trying to remember that name.
It's not a good thing, though, because Swift is probably going to miss this week, it appears.
That's not good.
I don't like it. Wally says, I know this may sound crazy. Do I pick up Kincaid and start him over Kittle? Buffalo at Miami, Rams at 49ers. I'm rolling with Kittle, baby. Kittle is due for definitely a touchdown. He has one since his 2 games, but his yardage.
This is a Kittle blocking game.
So you don't like it? You don't like him to play this week?
I don't like Kittle this week. That's why I moved him. I didn't like Kittle for the next 2 weeks my record was too low to withstand the couple of weeks of the Kittle bad games. That's why I kind of shipped him out for Nico. Kincaid might be a nice floor. It really depends on your situation, but I think this is a Kittle has to block to let CMC go off type of game. Maybe Kittle gets a touchdown in the red zone, but this is bad. I don't like that. I don't like that you have to make that choice.
I'm still rolling with Kittle, baby. You drafted him for a reason.
I hate that you have to make that choice, though.
Yeah,
that's
Max
a bad choice to have to make. Make a trade. Trade Kittle. Do something other than have Kincaid and Kittle on your roster.
I would trade Kincaid. Max says when Ramondre gets back, you think the Pats use Hendy as the main and Ramondre as a pass blocker? No, Ramondre is taken back over for the most part, or at the very least a 50-50 split. You guys agree?
Yeah, well, it's still Ramondre leading the way, but he does fumble a bit, and just can't rip off. It takes time till he rips off those good runs. I don't know. Henderson might be kind of playing into that starting role just a little bit. Maybe
Trevion Henderson has to go out there this week and earn that job. He has to go out there and prove that he could handle a starting workload. He has to rip off 6 yards per carry on 12 carries. He has to go out there and do it. Because if he doesn't, they're going to hand Ramondre Stevenson the job back because Trevion Henderson has never been a bell cow back.
Mm-hmm.
That's just he's never gone beyond a third down back workload. He was Quinshon Junkin's third down back. That's what he was in college.
He just doesn't look great. Matthew says pick 3 to start in half PPR. Addison, Flowers, DK, Tez Johnson, Jennings. I'll tell you for sure it's Flowers and DK. I know DK's been struggling. Flowers and DK. Who do you guys got for the third guy? You agree on the first 2?
Addison. Yeah, Flowers and DK and Addison.
Yeah. Johnson,
I'm not
you don't
fucking
know
with
what you're
Juwan
getting out
Jennings.
of him. Tez, you don't really know what you're getting out of him. He's, he'll maybe make a 20-yard pass, and then that's probably about it. Yeah.
Johnston, what are you saying, Jawan Johnson?
Tez Johnson of the Buccaneers.
Tez Johnson.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray's situation is a soft bench, Wally says. I don't think it's a soft bench.
I think he's done. I think he's done.
Because, hey, if it was a soft bench, they would have just played up the injury more. They said the injury is a factor in the benching, but ultimately it was based on the amazing play of Jacoby Brissett, a legend in the commercial industry of the original backup quarterback, which I love bringing up because it's hilarious.
The amazing play of Jacoby Brissett and the terrible coaching of Jonathan Gadden and Drew Petzing.
I thought Kyler Murray had a terrible attitude around teammates and yada yada, and players were kind of getting fed up playing for him.
I agree with that too, but I mean,
where do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm gonna Story's hopping on here in a little bit, so me and him are gonna finish the show. I want to leave you guys with this one and get your guys' take. Kyler Murray future. So he's signed through 2026, fully guaranteed. He's signed through 2028, right? Massive max contract, like Tua level contract, terrible contract. No. They can't keep him now. He's done in Arizona, correct?
He's done.
So what do they do? You can't drop him because the cap hit's too big. Do you see a team like the Rams? I know it's in the division, but the Rams with their ability with quarterbacks, the Raiders possibly. Like where are we looking at? What do you think?
I think the Raiders.
Is he going to sit for a year?
I don't
mind. Kyler
Vegas.
doesn't seem like a guy that's going to sit because the thing is, guys go to sit to like study and learn the system.
He needs
He's going to the Jets. He's going to the Jets.
No.
He's going to the Jets. He's going to the Jets.
He needs to sit behind somebody who sat.
Beast of the East, I curse you with the curse of Kyler.
He sits behind Geno, and he's going to learn the hard way how many years
Geno. He's not sitting behind anyone. He's going to go play for Aaron Glenn.
Oh, Geno will whip him into shape to make sure he does.
No, Aaron Glenn is going to whip him into shape in New York.
He's not going to be able to handle New York. New York is going to be walking all over him.
Yeah, he can barely handle Arizona.
Oh, I know, but that's not going to stop Woody Johnson. That's not going to stop Woody Johnson from demanding Kyler Murray be a Jet.
Because Woody Johnson's a total fucking idiot.
Yep, idiot. And his kid is going to look at Kyler Murray's Madden rating and say, "But Dad, bring him here."
Maybe he goes to Dallas and joins Jerry.
Yeah. He's got 88 speed and an 84 arm strength. Even though the thing is, he didn't look at his height. His height is 5'9".
Yeah, exactly.
Right? 5'10"?
He's Russell Wilson's size. He's the size of Russ.
All right, gentlemen. Hey, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. Again, check out
pleasure.
Downtown Sports. Link in the description. Our episode just dropped. Every week they're dropping. It's kind of a little different format than our show. They're more talking real NFL with some fantasy sprinkled in. We're more fantasy and gambling with some real NFL sprinkled in. But John, Beast, and Mouth, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Check out their pod. And hopefully you join the Discord, Beast. We'd love to see you in there. I sent you the link.
I will, man. Thank you so much for having both of us.
We appreciate
Mouth,
it.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you around, right?
He'll be seeing you around.
He's always lingering in the Discord and the chat. We love Mouth on here. He's a big supporter of mine. I want to be a big supporter, as big of a supporter of his channel as he is for mine. So I love you guys, man. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you both soon. And I'm going to take, I think your predictions are really good, Mouth, this year and definitely this week. I think that Rachaad White one, I'm hoping Bucky plays. I might hammer that number because what do you think they said? Like 10.5 yards, right?
What was it, like 13.5? I thought.
Oh, is it already out? His receiving line?
I don't know. Let's see.
I would hammer that, bro.
Rachaad White. Let me take
I would hammer that. It's not going to be out. There's no way it's going to be out. They just released the Thursday numbers. I'm just projecting it 8.5. All right, I'm going to get Story in here. You guys stay up. Appreciate you. And definitely you, Mouth. You've been super supportive, donating to my channel and anything I can do to repay you. I'm just going to keep on pushing your channel because it is actually legit. I'm not just doing it because I'm a friend of yours and you come on this show. Like you guys are good. Like you guys are a great combo. And it's, one day me and Story can aspire to be as good as you guys. And we're close. We're going to get there. We'll see.
You guys are good. We appreciate you. We respect you. That's why I bless you guys. That's why I support you guys. When I heard you guys, I knew you guys had talent. You guys are the only channel that I see actually broadcast your records on bets. You put your money where your mouth is and you show the people what you do. So
even the bad ones, dude. All right, guys, you have a great night. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you again for having me on your show and Story on your show and then coming on my show. Love it, man. Peace, boys. All right, get back to questions here. We're a little behind in the chat, so I'm going to see if I can catch up a little bit here. We have, would you trade Rice for JSN? I'm worried about, no, I want JSN over Rice. Champagne. Story's going to be hopping on here in a minute, and we're going to wrap up the show with Story. He hasn't been on in a week, so I want to get him on the show. It's been a bit since he's been on the show, so he's got to get his his mojo back a little bit. Cardinals backfield is fuck, stay away. No, dude, I want Trey Benson. Trey Benson is going to smash. I said this on the last couple shows. It's not about Trey Benson. I like Trey Benson, former second-round pick out of Florida State, but it's more about no one there has emerged, right? Bam Knight sucks. Literally, DeMarcado got demoted. Now, he's looking okay, but they're not going to just take carries away from Trey Benson. They have to see what they have in Trey Benson, and Michael Carter is now in the practice squad. So this is going to be a big, big, big workload for Trey Benson. Maybe give it a week or two after he's activated, and then for the fantasy playoffs, Trey Benson might be a league winner. And that defense looks really good, man. They shut down the Cowboys. So that's right. I played Michael Carter for 1 week, and he had a good week, but after that, I should have stopped. Yeah, it's been wrong every week. The first week was DeMarcado supposed to be, and then Michael Carter took it. Then it was supposed to be Michael Carter, and then I think that was a decent week, but I think Bam Knight came in. It's just been a mess. RJ Harvey, a decent running back for this week against the Raiders. Yeah, the matchup's good. I don't like playing guys on Thursday night, but the matchup's good. There's bye weeks. Trying to think of some names that I would rather start over RJ Harvey, and I'm starting him over, most of the bench, the ancillary weapons, Isaiah Davis, guys like that. But I'm not starting him over not Rico Dowdle. That's not even a good example, but I'm starting him over everyone in the Cardinals. How about that? Non-PPR, start Tracy or Monungai for RB2. It's Monungai as long as if there's no Swift, Monungai's an RB1. If Swift is playing, it's close. They're in the same game. It's close. I would probably lean Tracy if we have Swift in there, but it's close. Hey, look at this guy.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, man? Haven't been on the show. I saw you earlier on Downtown Sports, but I haven't seen you in a while. And he's been traveling. Story's a well-traveled individual. We missed you on the show. A lot of people asking, mostly it was Wally, I think. Where's that handsome man Story? A lot of people asking about you, but he's the one that added in handsome. I just got to add that in.
I'm a world traveler. I was in New Sharon, Iowa for the last 3 days. So
how's that?
It's a lot of cornfields.
Isn't that the place they filmed Halloween 3?
I think so.
Season of the Witch?
Sure felt like it.
Might
be. We did spend last night at Rhythm City Casino, so I had that going for me. $5 craps, baby.
Have you like that? Have you seen Halloween 3?
No. Maybe? No. I don't think so.
It's the one without Michael Myers, so it's not. I mean, it's
no.
I just watched it actually for the first time. I've seen parts of it. I'm a big Halloween head. Obviously, I got Michael Myers back here. I've seen every Halloween like 10 times. I had not actually sat down and watched the entire season of The Witch. The score is amazing. The beginning's good, but it's just not. I don't know. I love the idea of it, but it's just like, give me Michael Myers, baby. And I want to see. There's some titties though, which is cool. We like that.
See, you had my interest. Now you have my attention.
Yeah, damn straight. From Blue to Green Live, what do you think about this trade in my super flex? I traded Jared Goff, Josh Jacobs, and DK Metcalf for Kyron Williams, George Pickens, and Quentin Johnston.
Jared Goff, Josh Jacobs, DK Metcalf. Yeah, I like it. Kyron Williams is still the guy there. Blake Corum's getting a fair amount of run, but Kyron Williams is still their top dog. He's been very durable this year. George Pickens, he had a bit of a down game last night. That really doesn't concern me too much. That Cowboys defense didn't get noticeably better for the trade deadline. And Quentin Johnson, it's just going to be a kind of a road. I mean, I don't know that he's any worse than DK Metcalf. He probably has less reliable targets, but he's definitely got more upside, I think, in that offense. I like the trade.
Has anyone in the history of the world been more accurate on Quentin Johnson throughout his career than I have?
Well, let's see.
Let's go through it real quick. I had him as a wide receiver 9 coming out that year in the draft, and everyone had him as their wide receiver 1. I said it was a project, hit on that one. The next year, he was wide receiver 71 in the ranks, and I had him everywhere in best ball. I said he was a top 50 guy, which he had 8 touchdowns. And this year, I was wrong early in the year. I didn't draft him. He was wide receiver 4, but then at that point, I said he's a wide receiver 3. He'll probably finish as a wide receiver 3, and now he's struggling. And then now, going into this current week 9, everyone's like, he's a drop, whatever. I'm like, dude, Quentin Johnson is I'd rather have him than Gatson at a flex spot. And it's close, but I'm saying everyone was like, oh, Gatson's a tight end 1, like top 5, and Quentin Johnson sucks. And now it looks like Quentin Johnson is still playing all the snaps. He will be fine, right? Not like a must start, but fine.
You know what's interesting about those pass catchers? No wide receiver played more than 70% of the snaps, which is very interesting. Gatson, as a pass catcher, played more snaps than any other individual receiver. So
it's kind of like a little mini Green Bay situation.
It kind of is, although there's more upside with Ladd McConkey and I think Quentin Johnston than there is with any given receiver on Green Bay. Like Christian Watson's going to pop his head up. Dubs is going to have a few touchdowns, but realistically, like I'm like I said it on the earlier pod, Green Bay is struggling, and Jordan Love has not impressed me this year.
GT with a super chat. I think he's talking about the Iowa town. What was the town in Iowa called?
New Sharon.
He said, I think they filmed some of Almost Famous there.
That's possible. I haven't seen that movie in like 25 years.
Do you know what famous song is an Almost Famous story?
Is it really in there?
I love it. Yeah, it is. And that's kind of, he just sets me up for these tiny. So just so you know, twice a show, you will be interrupted with a tiny dancer clip. And I'm going to set you up with some elaborate scheme. And Ray got wise to it where like when it's Kenneth Walker related, he just knows and he pauses before he says it. But it's just a great bit. And I wish you could do it to me.
The Kenneth Walker little clip with him in a pink tutu, that was comedy gold right there.
That's an upgrade of what I'm doing. Just the music is so good. It's so good. Fucking love it. Where am I at here in the chat? We are a little behind. We got Patreon joiner. Hey, Patreon joiner, you should check out our Patreon and get in our Discord because if that's what you like to do, we'd appreciate it. Also, Discord's popping. Got offered St. Brown and Saquon for JSN. No. No, sorry. I want St. Brown and Saquon for JSN all day. Easy money.
Yeah, that. I mean, I think we talked about it with Downtown Sports. Eagles should roll in this game. Saquon's going to get his bag.
What do you think about Brock Purdy? Is he droppable at this point? Like,
yeah, you can drop. Like, if you're in a single quarterback, 12-team or shallower league, if you're throwing a 14-team league, don't drop him. But if you're, or if you have an IR spot, you can throw him in there. But there's other. We're getting to the point in the season where you don't need a backup quarterback, you don't need a backup tight end, you don't need a. You need to start looking at defensive matchups for the coming weeks, and especially almost all your bench should be running backs, high upside running backs. Isaiah Davis, Tyler Algier, Ty Johnson, and I will fight you on that. I love Ray Davis, but he's not the guy there.
Patreon joiner, I don't know if you're being serious. The Discord is what you get access to on the lowest tier. Yes, you can get in the Discord. You can message. We message till 5 a.m. There's always people on. I'm not going to give you my phone number if that's what you're asking, unless you're like hot or something and you're a chick. But yes, and I'm not going to control your account. I don't know what the hell that means. But I can give you access to the server. It's a good server, and it's a lot of good information on there. So check it out. It's in the description if you want to. If not, then don't know what to tell you. Trone Force lost Jaden Daniels, traded Parker Washington for Jackson Dart this morning. Ooh, that's a lovely one. That's lovely.
Yeah, Parker Washington. So they don't with the move of Jacoby Myers there, it definitely hurts Parker Washington. Now
You think so?
mild high ankle sprain for BTJ is concerning, but Parker Washington, he does take a hit with Jacoby Myers moving over. But Myers is a better.
I don't like that.
Parker Washington.
I have so much Parker Washington though, and Dimey Brown might be hurt too though.
True, but it's still a bad team.
Jason said, "Story that you didn't stop in Waterloo."
You know, it's funny. We drove out to what did I say, New Sharon, Iowa, and I'm driving back out to Iowa on Friday. Driving to Des Moines on Friday, just a back and forth across the state there.
Yeah, it's a pretty boring. That's one of the most boring drives ever, right? I've never driven to Iowa, but I've driven to Indiana. You know, through there, it's terrible.
Actually, you get a little south into Iowa, you get a little more undulation, a little more hilly.
Just like Southern Illinois.
Iowa or to Des Moines is brutal. But Jason, what is there to do in Waterloo? I'll make a stop on Friday.
Hell yeah. Max says, I have DK, BTJ, AJ, QJ, Ted, Stephon Diggs, Gatson. I want to make a trade for George Pickens. So I think the move would be Quentin Johnson and Steph Diggs if you could do a 2-for-1. And or if you have a second tight end and Gatson's like your ancillary tight end or your flex, trade Gatson and Diggs or Gatson and Tet. Right?
I don't think you're coming off a down game for Diggs. I don't think, or for Pickens. I don't think you need to necessarily go that far. Cardinals defense is impressed me last night. Like they look very stout. The rest of the team, you know, Jacoby Brissett gives that team a little spark, but yeah.
Bears fan, you guys see Jacoby Brissett is now starting quarterback for at least the next 4 weeks, and Marvin McBride are going to eat. I love this. I love this more for for Marv, because McBride was fine with Kyler because Kyler can only throw to McBride because that's the only person he can see out there up the middle of the field. This is a boom. Like, where would you rank Marvin Harrison going forward with the news of Brissett and the offense looking better and the team looking relevant? Like, is he top 18 now?
Oh, he's skyrocketed up my ranks. He looks more mature. Just looking at the way he was running. Now he was a little lazy still last night. There was a couple of routes, like he had a comeback route where he pivoted to the inside shoulder and he didn't come back to the ball as aggressively as the defender. We saw that. We also saw him kind of cut off route early, but that's only 2. I watched the entire game. He looks more mature. He looks as polished as he was at Ohio State. He's top 18 for me.
And he looks huge. He looks huge, Story.
I'll tell you what else is nice. If you got McBride, Brissett looks for him in the red zone, like multiple times. He was looking, like even the plays where he didn't end up pulling the trigger, he was looking at McBride down there. McBride had multiple end zone targets. He had the touchdown. You should feel pretty good about McBride. Very good about it. I mean, outside of Brock Bowers, there's not another tight end that I would want than McBride. And
you know what happened with Marvin Harrison? He filled his quota for the day. You know, he's never had a game with that. That was the most catches he had in a career game. He's never had 6 catches in a game. And he's like, all right, I hit this goal. I'm just going to take some plays off here, which I'm kind of joking, but you could see that kind of happening. And I like Marv, man. He looks for real. And I said this yesterday on the show. This week we were saying it was more of a Marvin Harrison problem because of the drops and kind of the lackadaisical, no fire and all those things. This clearly was just as much, if not more, of a Kyler problem than a Marvin Harrison problem. And I think it might have been just a clash of fucking personalities where nobody likes Kyler Murray. That dude is entitled. He is not a hard worker. He's not a franchise quarterback by the letter of the law in terms of a leader of men. And I think Marv, with everything his dad, he grew up in locker rooms. He saw Peyton Manning, what a real quarterback is. And he has this, guy that is up to Peyton Manning's belly button trying to play quarterback. Fucking garden gnome, and he probably that probably affected him. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, we're still dealing with, these are human beings with hopes and dreams and goals and egos and moody. They get moody. Sometimes these guys are moody little bitches, just like we are. Everybody has a bad day. I have a bad day. It's just like these guys have bad days. And if he got into a mindset of this team is headed in the wrong direction, I don't want to be here. Why am I putting my body on the line? Kyler's throwing hospital balls. Why am I doing this? And then
not looking in the playbook and not running the right plays and just not adjusting, pre-snap, those kind of things. And the coaching staff's just as horrendous. So I get where he's coming from. Think of it like this story. We've all had the coworker we hate working with that drags you down, right? Doesn't bring the best out of you. And you're just mailing it in because you don't care. If he's not trying, why would you try? You're not getting paid anymore. He's not, and he was a first round pick. He's always going to be a good player because his rookie year was bad because he was a generational player, right? Story. But it was still a solid year. 8 touchdowns, 900 yards. Like most rookies dream of that season. The expectations were just too high. And I got to play the Kyler Murray clip, 2 of them real quick, just because it's hilarious.
Don't pee on me, know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying. No, don't do it. No, I'm saying.
Kyler, you still injured?
Ooh, yeah, real injured, coach.
Kid, I make millions! You're sitting in your mom's basement eating Doritos and Mountain Dew. You playing Call of Duty again? Just 5 more minutes, coach! I'm cutting off your screen time. No!
Everyone, shout out Sports Memes channel. That is Matt's channel from the Discord. If you have not subscribed to that already, head on over there and hit that up because it's pretty great. He's giving me access to these awesome clips, and they're fucking amazing. Love it, love it, love it. What do you think? You think Bucky Irving's playing this week, Story?
No. I'm not sure where John got that news. Like, there's been no inkling of him practicing. There's been no mention of him by the coaches there. There's been nothing. The media hasn't brought him up. Like, I find it very hard to believe that Bucky would play this week. And they should have put him on IR. Like, how many times have we said that this year? Should have put him on IR.
Too many coaches.
Yeah.
The Ricky Pearsall thing is the worst, but let's not get into that. But I think it was the expectation that Bucky Irving was always going to be back this week. But unfortunately, that was just the expectation that we put on, and not the coaches put on, but like, of course they're going to say that because they also want to cover their ass for being like, why didn't you put him on IR? They don't want to hear those questions because they should have just done it. He's also a young running back. They have Rachaad White. They have, Sean Tucker. They have guys, able bodies, and they were winning. Yeah.
Rachaad White is a very capable backup. They've started to split the load between him and Sean Tucker. So Rachaad White isn't a 1-for-1 replacement for Bucky Irving. And it sucks because I've got Bucky in a ton of places. I want him back, but I want him back healthy. We don't know, like, what does that workload look like if they're concerned, like this little injury, 2 injuries cost him this many games? Does the coaching staff, do they start to readjust how much work they were giving him? Because he was not as efficient on the ground this year as he was last year to end up at closeout last year.
Cleveland or Tampa Bay defense? Cleveland has the Jets. That's
Cleveland going away. I don't care if it's Tyrod. I don't care.
Yeah, it don't matter. And also their defense is pretty elite in real life as well. Fannin, what are your takes on Fannin? They didn't trade Njoku, but I think it's still his majority. And the thing is, they just don't throw their wide receivers there at all. So Fannin, top 12 for you?
Yes, you just have to be prepared that it could be an Njoku. Like every 4th week is probably going to be an Njoku week. Every 3.5, 4 weeks, it's going to be an Njoku week. So you might get a dud out of your tight end. But what tight end doesn't dud? Tyler Warren dud the last week, right? Like it's the nature of the position.
Ninja, we're behind on the chat by 20 minutes. I answer every question. I will stay on until I do, and it's going to take me a little bit. So if you really want to get an answer right away, you got to super chat me. Like, unfortunately, I can't just scroll for yours. I want to give everyone equal opportunity. So, and also, I totally just missed GT's super chat, so that's on me. My bad. He says, "Damn, he's just missing EJ." What is
talking
that?
About the BTJ, QJ, AJ? Team.
Oh yeah,
good call.
EJ, QJ. That's a lot of J's, man. A Stoner would love that shit. Yeah. Would love that shit. Thank you again, GT. What a great addition he's been to the show. The Discord, just what a guy. He's I love you, GT. Where are you from, GT? Let us know where you're from. How age, sex, location, GT. And don't super chat me that. Just put it in the comment section. I'll read that one. We have Myers or McLaughlin. This is McLaughlin, right? He's fucking number 1 kicker in fantasy.
Yeah, Myers is a good stream this week, but McLaughlin is. So this is interesting. This is a little bit of a sidebar. I had a conversation. Somebody had posted online that they picked up McLaughlin on the bye and they held him through the bye as a roster spot and I'm like, that's an absolute waste of a roster spot to put a kicker in your limited space that you have. He's like, this is the number 1 kicker in all fantasy. It's set and forget. I'm like, that if you have to spend a little bit of effort to research and find a kicker going forward, it's worth it if you could put someone like, Brian Robinson or Blake Corum on your bench. The fact, you possibly missed out on like a Kyle Manung guy because you were keeping an extra kicker. It makes absolutely zero. It sucks. We had to drop Chase McLaughlin, but I'm not going to keep a roster spot. Those are limited assets.
And what that does is if you do even have the top waiver spot and you're like, well, if CMC gets hurt, I could pick up right. But you could also just have Brian Robinson and keep your number one waiver spot. It's a low chance, but if you play enough fantasy leagues, you play enough years, it's about giving yourself the best opportunity to win and rostering these handcuffed running backs. Might not happen this year, might not happen next year, but those league winners happen. And you want to get ahead of these things, and that's how you win championships, baby.
It has been an unusual 2 years with most of the big-name running backs staying healthy outside of – we've got a little ding up to Aaron Jones. We've had
James Conner, but he wasn't like an RB1.
Yeah, obviously, we've had Josh Jacobs a little dinged up and McCaffrey last year. But, I mean, by this point in the season, 2 years ago, like those backup running backs were waiver wire gold.
What do you think about Kyler going to the Jets? We were just talking before you got on with Mouth and Beast about where Kyler goes because he's played his last snap for Arizona. I'm pretty sure that dude has too much pride.
What's his contract look like?
He is fully guaranteed through 2026, and he is signed through 2028. Oh, he's signed through next year, fully guaranteed.
You don't think he plays next year?
Well, not for the Cardinals. I just feel like, why, dude, he's done. He's played his last snap there. So I was thinking a team like the Rams could take a shot on him, and he sits a year. But I don't think he'd want to do that. The Jets, the Saints, the Raiders are some names that pop into my head. But he's not going to go to be a backup.
You know I mean, would the – so let's see. So Brissett is signed through 2026. He signed a 2-year – God, he's only making $12.5 million over 2 years. That is –
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. Good for him. Yeah. So I don't know. I'd be willing to bet even if Kyler doesn't play the rest of this year, he's still a starter for Arizona next year.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, the thing is, they didn't really say. They said the injury played a part of it, but they should have just not said they're benching him. Just say he's hurt. Like that's the problem. Yeah. They didn't do that. Max says, "Who do I flex? Waddle, Henderson, Tet, Sutton. His wide receivers: London, Collins, RBs, CMC, Judkins. Hopefully, so he's got to flex one: Waddle, Henderson, Tet, or Sutton."
Probably going to go Waddle. He's just too necessary to that offense. He's their only reliable target getter.
Yeah. Fuck. I don't know. I kind of want to go Sutton in this matchup against the Raiders, bro. He's been struggling. You know, he had 6 targets last week, 1 catch for 30 yards and a touchdown, but he is way more likely to catch a touchdown than Waddle. And I feel like it's just a big weekend coming. I think like 6 catches, 80 yards is my prediction.
For Sutton?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You know, Mims is still out. Like
Franklin has moved into that one. It's not a 1 and 2 situation. It's a 1B situation there. He's got almost as many targets on the season as Cortland Sutton does. It looks like
but he had 11 targets last week and only 3 catches. I guess Sutton didn't do much better, but
that's bad.
The difference is Sutton isn't dropping these passes. They're just uncatchable. Like Franklin is dropping these passes, bro.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like realistically, it's where's the production coming? That's what I care about. I think I would stick with Waddle.
Yeah, I guess Waddle's safer.
Barring that, I would go Tet.
We got Jason in here. Oh shit, we're almost up to another chug. Cat McLaughlin to drop Golden. Wish Brady was on the call Sunday, New England and Tampa. Wonder how much CBS had to do to get this game. Golden's a drop. We've been saying that he's trash. So that makes sense. If there's he got through it.
If there's nobody else on the waiver wire, I mean, and I'm talking nobody. Like DeMarcado's probably out there. That's probably a worthwhile stash. I should have stashed him everywhere. He looks like the guy there. I get it. DeMarcado, at least you probably get one more week of solid production out of him.
Yeah. But dude, who knows? Would it surprise you if Michael Carter got back in the rotation?
Yes, because they've maxed out his transaction, so he can't go back to the practice squad anymore. If he's on the practice squad, that's it for him for the year.
That's why Mike's story is a G of all G's. This dude has the information that no one else has. So well spoken, so handsome. I missed you, bro. I don't keep an eye on that kind of thing. I'm kind of just into watching porn. Kind of my thing.
Very good. There's nothing wrong with pornography. Did you know in Florida you have to provide age verification in order to access adult websites?
Wow. Because do you remember how Ted Bundy blamed porn for his murders? He's like the pornography drove me in a frenzy way. He was trying to get a stay of execution because he wanted to blame something and get everyone in an uproar. It's like, dude, like how many people watch porn? How many people play violent video games and don't go out and murder people? Like it's not a problem with those things. It may contribute, but like there's a lot of normal people that do these things. And anyone that says they don't, watch porn or play with themselves, there's some people, they're asexual, but I think they're lying is the point.
Most people are lying though.
Yeah,
but I just find it funny that this Republican conservative state that's supposed to be about small government is like nanny state. Give us your age, make us, you got to chime into a website and whatever.
Yeah. But you can buy meth at like Walgreens. I mean, it's just like, that's fine. But like, how dare you look at two adults having sex? Oh, gross. GT, he's from McAllen, Texas. And by EJ, he meant Elton John. You know this Elton John? I'll sing it, dude. I'll sing it. I got to find where we're at in the chat here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, GT12, but McAllen, that's down by the border, isn't it? Like, that's practically in Mexico.
Huh. I was just down there last year. I went to, God, what the hell is the town I went to? It's pretty much right. It's an island. South Padre. I was just South Padre.
That's the only reason I know that is because my grandparents used to winter in South Padre Island.
Here we go. What's more likely to happen? Woody Marks, bell cow, Loveland top 10 tight end, Josh Downs top 30 receiver. I got to go take a pee. Can you talk this out for a couple minutes, Story?
Yeah, I would probably say at this point, Kmet, he is going to come back. I would say probably it's tight, but Downs top 30 wide receiver seems like the most likely. And then Loveland top 10 tight end because it doesn't take that much to crack into the top 10. You can have 4 touchdowns on the season and you're a top 10 tight end over the course of the season because tight end is so volatile. Woody Marks, I love him. I love the production, or I love the talent. I love the athleticism. The coaches there, especially D'Amico Ryans, they don't seem like they're interested in giving him a ton of work. So even if Chubb goes down, I bet they bring somebody in. And Woody Marks is probably going to maintain this role for the rest of the year. It's unfortunate, but that's just what it is. So, yeah, I'm going to go Downs top 30, Loveland top 10. Those are really close. Downs gets the edge. And then Woody Marks is a cowboy. I don't think that's happening. Like 10% chance that happens this year.
Downtown Sports Hetzer is not on YouTube. It's on every platform, the opposite of this show. We're only on YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud. You can find them anywhere. And also, for those of you in the Discord, it'll be posted. The show will be posted in there every Tuesday. Okay, I'm not talking about Trey Benson. Obviously, I'm talking about Bam Knight, Michael Carter, and Eddie DeMarcado.
Maybe I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's something going on in the chat. I don't remember. Yeah. The question.
Okay. Can we ban? I'm hoping we ban this guy. We ban Adam Silver. So
Adam
I think
Silver?
I know who that is too. Yeah. Ban user. You're out.
Goodbye.
Do I keep? I mean, again, I'm all for like weird stuff, but like that's just not even funny. Like you gotta just like phrase it better. Like come on.
I don't know.
Originality, bro.
I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, just saying, like, do you fart? What position do you fart in? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's real mature. That's like, that literally makes like Jim Carrey seem mature in Ace Ventura, because that was funny, talking out of his butt and saying like the things like, that was funny. Like that's funny the way he did it. That's not funny, bro. Do I keep Isaiah Davis around to see what happens? I'm dropping him in most spots.
No,
I feel like he's the low end handcuff.
Isaiah Davis is number 2. It's Algier, Blake Corum, Isaiah Davis, probably in that order. Those are the 3 that I want. Those are the 3 guys. Oh, yeah. Isaiah Davis has shown plenty in the limited spells he's got. He's got a double-digit PPR fantasy week earlier this year. Breece Hall, although he looked plenty good, he's looking good. He's going to take an injury, but he's been dinged up in the past, and he doesn't want to be there. Like, if he doesn't give, if you give 90% on a plan instead of 100%, you increase your chance of getting hurt.
Good call. Jason says the one and only Mike fucking Story. Well, they all missed you. Sub-Zero, he flexing on you guys. Hear me out. What if the Jets draft Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame and let Hall walk? I'll hit on this one first, Story. I'm gonna grab a beer. They love Braylon Allen, right? And Isaiah Davis, they drafted in I think the 3rd or 4th round. Braylon Allen's 21 years old, about to be 22. Major injury this year, probably a lost year, but next year it's Braylon Allen. So I think the one thing they might do is franchise tag Breece Hall. They're not gonna. Why would they sign Breece Hall when they have Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis? Let
me look up and see what the franchise tag for a running back would be in 2026. I bet it'd be pretty pricey, but yeah, they do love Braylon Allen. He's coming back at some point in the regular season. Hopefully, fingers crossed. They do like him a lot there, but he brings a different element than what Breece Hall. He's not much of a pass catcher, but he's kind of like Jonathan Taylor, where Wisconsin didn't really use him much as a pass catcher, but when he's got some good chops when they would actually give it to him. I would be willing to bet that Jeremiah Love is the first running back drafted in this year's draft. Probably a top 20 guy, I would guess. Maybe top 15. But I want to see what the franchise tag for running backs is in 2026. Let's see. 20,326,000.
That's way too much money, bro.
Oh, sorry, no, that was quarterback. 14,143,000.
That's still a lot of money.
That's a lot, and I don't know what the Jets cap situation is, but I don't know. I think they should have traded.
You don't know what the Jets cap situation is, Story? You're off the show. Get out of here.
Cap situation.
Disappointing.
But I told you and Ray last week. I'm like 15% chance that Breece Hall gets traded. There was a lot of smoke there, but nothing was really adding up.
We have week 10, pick 3, half PPR, King Henry, Monungai, assuming no Swift, Dowdle, Judkins. So you got to pick 3, Henry, Dowdle, and then Monungai versus Judkins. Is Judkins the one on the bench, or because they're against the Jets though? I can't bench Judkins. Are you benching King Henry? I can't bench King Henry.
Monungai, assuming no Swift, Dowdle, Judkins, assuming he's good to go.
Henry has the Vikings. That's kind of a tough matchup, but not really.
No,
Dowdle's got to be in there.
Probably Monungai, and I don't foresee another 190-yard performance. I'm a start your studs guy, and I'm never benching King Henry unless he's injured.
100%. Yeah. Gentlemen, there's 42 people in here, 0 subs in this video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, like if you want to get in the Discord, that's another thing. But give me a sub. You know, we want to get 7 shows a week. Guests like Mike Story, Downtown Sports, Ben, Shaz, Ray. A lot of different guests on here, a lot of different perspectives, and the community is top fucking notch. Story. We built something.
Community is amazing. Like you guys are great. Like keep the questions.
We're very lucky. We're very lucky. This is a show where you guys control the content too. Like we are so well versed and so knowledgeable. I play 25 leagues. Story is a college football expert. I also knows all the shit in the NFL, like cap space and shit. And we can just answer every question at the top of our head because we know what we're talking about. Connor, PPR, Monungai was Swift this week or Aaron Jones?
Monungai because of the Aaron Jones shoulder injury.
Yeah, you think he plays?
Yeah, I think he plays. We've seen Aaron Jones play through injuries like this in the past, so I think he plays. But they're probably going to lean on Jordan Mason a little more. I think they're both going to be mediocre this week. So I think the genie's out of the bottle when Monungai. Like Swift doesn't run that hard. This is the Monungai I was banging the drum for back in August.
Yeah, is Garrett Wilson expected to play this week? I mean, why wouldn't you just sit out another week? You know, coming off a bye though.
Yeah, but team reports are that he's expected to practice this week. So we'll get the first practice reports today being Wednesday, the 5th. And if he's practicing even in a limited fashion, I would be willing to bet he plays.
Wally, Chargers drafted Quentin Johnson over Zay and Addison. Addison is fine, but I think Zay Flowers should. I love Zay Flowers coming out, Boston College. What a little energy bug he is. And his numbers have not. He's a better real life player than his numbers have indicated. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Like Zay Flowers has more of a floor this year than an upside, though. It looks like.
RBs are JT, Javonte Williams, Pollard, Algier. You think Benson is worth number 6 waiver? He's worth the number 1 waiver. I mean, number 1 waiver for Trey Benson.
Yeah,
it's getting late too. Use your waiver, baby. You're getting a starting. I feel like this is a league winner for the championship weeks. I really do. Their schedule soft too.
Like Bam Knight has shown plenty. DeMarcado looks like he's back in favor there. I think you're going to see more of a rotation than what we've had before.
Absolutely not. None of these guys, dude, they can't even beat each other out. Bam Knight can't beat out DeMarcado. DeMarcado cannot beat out Michael Carter. It's like that's proving that Trey Benson. We know Trey Benson's better than all these guys. Higher draft capital, bigger back.
If Trey Benson struggles coming off the injury, why would the coaching staff continue to lean on him as the bell cow back?
They got to see what they have as well. The season's over for them. They're going to be competitive. They might be a scrappy 7-10 team. They got to see what they have and if he can handle the workload because they got to make a decision on James Conner, draft a running back next year. They got to figure this stuff out. They drafted Trey Benson the 2nd round, Story, out of FSU. Like he's a good player. He's a 3-down back.
You have to use the waiver priority on him. He's got to be a pickup. And I think it's the hope, but not necessarily what will happen. But in case it does, you got to have him on your roster.
Seahawks D good enough just to ride the rest of the season. 100%, baby. The Seahawks are just the best defense, real life and in fantasy.
Would you play him against the Rams? Because they got a matchup coming up against the Rams here. Now,
probably, man. We've seen Matt Stafford, against good defenses, look pedestrian and throw picks.
True. Yeah, he does. He does have a game where he throws a couple of picks once a year. I'm just pulling up their schedule. I have Seahawks defense, and if you want to set and forget a defense, I don't think there's a better one. Like, would you rather start Seahawks or Denver for the rest of the season?
Man, with Surtain being out, I prefer Seahawks. With Surtain being in, I think I still prefer Denver. Like, they're
you've got for Seattle, you've got Arizona this week. Then you've got the Rams. Give me a little pause on that one. But you got Tennessee after that. You got Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy doesn't scare me yet. Atlanta, Michael Penix doesn't scare me. Probably sit him against the Colts. If the Colts right to ship there, just a 1 week blip. Then you got the Rams again. But in the semifinals, you get Carolina. And then the finals, you get San Francisco. So, yeah, they're as close to a set and forget as I think there is available right now. There's no – remember New England from like 6 years ago where they were just like – they had the second most points in fantasy football outside of the number one quarterback. There's nothing like that, but yeah.
Essential says, I got the link to the Patreon. How do I join the Discord? I will send that to you. It's your Mark, right? Essential, your Mark. Just let me know in the chat here. I might have sent the wrong one again. I've done that a couple times. Send people the link to the Patreon when they already joined. It happens. Rob, let's test how good you are at fantasy. Drop your RB1 and wide receiver 1 and try to find a league. No, I'm not going to answer his question because he's kind of a troll. I give Swift Debo, Woody Marks. That's actually a decent comment, but sorry.
I give Swift thought experiment, right? Like, could you maintain the level of success or at least some success if you lost your first and assuming you dropped a wide receiver and a running back in the first and second rounds? And I think, yes, you can. Now, are you going to steamroll the league? Probably not. You're going to have to make some wise waiver moves, some wise trades, but there's a way to do it. Would I do that? Like as a dare? No, absolutely not. I'm not doing this for fun, right? I'm doing this as I consider this a business. So I'm not gonna willfully handicap myself.
Yeah. Essential, I sent you the invite right now, so you'll get it. Sorry about that if I did that. I've done that a couple times. After these streams, I'm a little sauced up, bro, and 3 hours makes your brain a little foggy. I had a 3 hour 30 stream the other night. Story, as you know, I do that kind of shit.
Man, Ray is he's a dog, man. He was just cranking it out last week. Good on him.
Did you see the one where he was eating the steak?
No, I didn't catch
Dude, so he had, I don't know what, it was like a Chipotle bowl or something, but he probably got like the double steak. He might have got 2 bowls knowing him, and he's chugging beers with me on the stream. Dude, he was munching on steak for like literally a solid 90 minutes where like he ate it at first. Mikey was on with us, and then he's literally eating steak, and then, like, I keep on looking up, and like every 10 minutes he's just eating steak. Like 90 minutes of eating steak, and we call him meat sweats now because he was just sweating. But yeah, he's a tank.
I would not want to be his toilet the next day.
So shit. Even if he's not eating steak, Ray destroys toilets. That's documented. I've seen it. I have pictures. Soccer Mario, I give Swift, Debo, Woody Marks, and I receive CD and Walker. Yeah. Debo's nothing. Woody Marks looks like nothing, and Swift's hurt.
Good trade. I mean, the Walker fine, but CD Lamb, like he's the boy.
We got Story. What's your take on Bowers, and with Myers' trade? How does it affect him? I mean, it's only positive, right?
100% positive. Like I don't think anybody else benefits other than Bowers. Like you're still gonna you got Jack Besh there, you got Thornton, now you got Tyler Lockett. Those guys all kind of play in very similar formations, so none of them are really going to be benefiting from this, I don't think. But this is, I mean, Bowers is their primary pass catcher, and he looks healthy. I'm excited for it. I never drafted tight end early. I decided to in one league when he dropped to the 3rd round. It's been a struggle, but I'm excited. He's back in the fold.
Shout out Mouth for the donation. He was just on the show. We went on his show. Super fun. And I got to shout him out for his team. I questioned some of his trades. We talked about in the Discord, and his team looks great now. Like he literally lost 2 of his top 4 picks in a 14-man league, and he has just resurrected this team, including multiple times he traded a player. He traded for a player, then traded him away, and then got him back. So like I love those kind of moves where it's like the stock market, right? It's you sell high, you buy low. That's how you win fantasy football. And take advantage of people that panic.
I mean, sell high, buy low is the mentality, but I'm not opposed to selling low or dropping or buying high if it calls for it.
Yeah, I sometimes avoid that just based on theory. I hear myself through your speaker, Story. JD5 went down and Flacco is on bye. Who should I pick up? McCarthy? McCarthy's fine. I think McCarthy's fine, right? This week?
If Sam Darnold's available.
Well, yeah, Sam Darnold for sure.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, McCarthy's a totally fine stream this week. He looks proficient.
Mouth, there's zero chance the Eagles beat Green Bay 35-17. The Eagles are a tough team to bet on this year. I'll say that.
They have been, but I'm hopeful that the injury scare to Saquon was just that. It's a scare, and that he could have come back in if the game was closer 2 weeks ago.
GT says, yeah, border town. So he's really close to the Mexican border. That's exciting. I don't know why I said that, but it's exciting. Winter Texans used to hate them.
Because I mentioned my grandparents would winter down in Island in Corpus Christi area. Hey, GT,
Jason,
is the USS Lexington still there? We did a tour of that when I was 1 year.
Jason says Blake, Jordan Love is going to flop his hog over the Birds. Green Bay winning by 2+ scores.
Did we talk about on Downtown what the spread was in that game? I believe that the Packers are the underdogs,
and they're at home, right?
Yeah, let me just double check that.
Wow, Tucker Kraft means a lot, though. I'll say that. We all know that.
He does mean a lot. Yeah. No, Packers are favored, 2.5 points.
Wow. That's a weird, tricky line, man.
That is a weird line. So they're basically saying that these two teams are on a neutral field. They're even strength, which I don't know that I agree with that.
King Crazy, really struggling in the running back department. I've played the most points in the league so far. I fucking hate that. Does Justin Jefferson and a piece for Jacobs make sense? No, I would do that straight up because Jacobs is, he's has a little injury right now. He played more last week at least. What do you think? If you need running back, is that a fair trade? I wouldn't give up a piece though. Try to do 1 for 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't give up a second piece. Jacobs, when he's healthy, he's a top 5 running back in the league. But the Kraft injury hurts that entire team. I don't know how they're not going to be in the red zone as much, and that's kind of a problem. They're starting to get Emmanuel Wilson a little more involved. It's not a huge deal there, but no, I mean, if you're really struggling, yeah, you could trade Justin Jefferson to get Jacobs, but man, I really hate trading for injured players because players will downplay an injury, and the next thing you know, they're out for. Look at. I know it's the common example, but look at Terry McLaurin, man. This
lost year. He gone. Would he even play this year? Rome says Mike Story is the GOAT. Getting a lot of love. No one gives me love. Everyone just gives my guest loves. Ray and Story and Chaz and Ben. No one's ever like Rob's the GOAT. It's fine. You know what? I'm an extension of them. They're an extension of me. We're all one here. Can I say that, or is that just me trying to say like give me some credit?
So, Rob, when you do your job well, people aren't even going to know that you're doing your job, and that's the sign of a good host, right? People aren't sure that you did anything at all because it's
like a good offensive lineman. You don't want them to even mention you because you didn't do anything. You just didn't allow any pressures.
Exactly.
Right.
Give it like that.
Okay. Nice spin, Story. Thank you.
Make us look good.
Also, please, I am the host with the most. Definitely subscribe to the channel, gentlemen. There's 40 people in here, 0 subs still. How is that possible? I know not all of you are subs. 7 nights a week. I was on 23 hours last week live. 23 hours with 5 different guests. We're getting, no one's doing what I'm doing. Like that's a lot of time.
That's wild.
And the bets, man. Again, I'm 40 and 24 in NFL, which is kind of taking a hit, but that's still solid. And then NBA is like 28 and 9 or 28 and 10. That's fucking killing. I'm killing. So you're making money.
A lot of NBA bets already in the season.
Yeah, I've done some 4 and 5. I was 22 and 4, so I've kind of come back to earth a little bit. But that's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. No one hits 75%. That's just unheard of. Like 66% is elite stuff. So Adam says, need a stream. No, 60% is what you want, right?
56 to 58%
is profit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need a stream tight end for Ferguson this week. Thinking Kincaid, half PPR. Theo, Pitts, Loveland available.
I would go with Loveland if you're streaming this week. I think that Cole Kmet probably will miss a game with this concussion.
That's the thing. Yeah. So if Komet's out, it's definitely leveling. What if Komet plays for some reason? Now are we thinking Theo Johnson or Pitts? I like Pitts, man.
Pitts has been quietly very good this season. Man,
he has been. And he looks good too. He looks good. Mark, I'm the number one super fan of the show. Rob is the goat of goats. Yeah, I love grazing in fields too. Mark, appreciate you. $10 banger. Also, that hits us the 5. That's 5 supers. And every 5 supers, you know what I do? I chug a goddamn beer.
Chug.
We're gonna do that. There it is. Hit the goal. I'll start one more. I will do one more if time allows us here. It's only been 2 hours and 8 minutes, which for me is kind of just getting started story. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Erica's gone for the night too, so not that it ever matters to me because usually she's well asleep when I start these things, or she goes to sleep when I start these things. That's why I could say all this kind of crazy shit, even though Story knows I said the same stuff in front of my wife to my wife because she knows who I am. I'm just a knucklehead, right?
Knucklehead extraordinaire, but according to Mark, the goat of goats. So thank you, Mark.
Yeah, Jason with a $5. What a guy! Jason and Mark are both professional fanatics, so we appreciate your support. Also, still dropping me supers.
So
the Birds are going to have the Meat Sweats playing Meat Packers in Lambeau Monday night primetime. So, as a Bucs fan, do you just hate the Eagles too? So I got to shout out Jason because Friday night we were having Jason and J Bob on the show. We're going to have some heated debates because I'm the moderator here because I don't give a shit about either team. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bucs, I maybe lean Bucs just because like the Eagles are more hateable, I suppose. But I'm a Bears fan that doesn't even care about the Bears. I care about money and gambling and fantasy. So I'm going to be moderating their chat, and they're going to be yelling at each other about their two teams. Real quick, who do you like if you had to bet money? Let's say they both were 10-1 to win the Super Bowl. Let's say even, same odds, and you had to bet on one of them to win the Super Bowl. You going Birds? You going Bucs?
Birds.
That simple?
Yeah. Well, look at the Buccaneers, man. Like, God, here's another team that's snake bitten with injuries this year, and so Baker is playing out of his mind. But how long can that realistically continue? If Ibuka gets hurt again, that probably is it for them. So Bucky's still on the shelf. Like you look at the Eagles, they've got a well-rounded roster. Their offensive line is outstanding. They've got one of the best running backs in the league. They've got one of the best athletes at quarterback in the league. They've got a play that virtually nobody could stop. They've got a coach with pedigree. He's been to the Super Bowl. He just won the Super Bowl. So gun to my head, I don't even think it's gun to my head. I think it's pretty easily the Birds. Like if I'm betting $100 and they're the same odds, give me the Birds.
I remember you hated the term gun to your head because I used to say that and you're like, no one has a gun to my head. And what's funny is if you go back and watch some of the movie deep dives, we did the Dark Knight, and I reenacted kind of the story, the scene with the Joker with the blade, and I had a knife, and then I started just using the knife all the time. And I wish I don't have the knife on me right now, and unfortunately you're not in the same room as me. If I did, I would hold that up to your throat, and it's a pretty good bit. Nick says he's just like, what the fuck? With late season, now I got to stick to Tiny Dancer because that's the only way I can like get you guys. With late season strategy in mind, are you of stashing high upside running backs? Would you rather have Algier or Woody Marks? It is not even close. It's Algier.
Yeah,
like
it's Algier.
Corum. I love Corum too. I think I might like Corum more just because Kyron's more injury prone than Bijan, and they're actually not playing Bijan as much as they should. And you saw Corum look great, dude. You see the drive Corum had in the third quarter.
He looks good. They're getting him some carries. He's not involved in the passing game either, which is weird because he was a really good pass catcher at Michigan. But Algier is like 85% of Bijan Robinson as a running back. He's not anywhere near as good of a pass catcher, and you can see that.
Right.
Like, they're using Bijan as a pass catcher. He's an absolute cheat code in fantasy football this year. But if Bijan goes down, which I don't think he will, he's a pretty durable guy. But you never know. Injuries happen, like Jaden Daniels happens all the time. You can plug Algier in, and he's a top 12 running back easily. And same thing with Kyron Williams. He goes down. Blake Corum's probably a top 15 running back.
Jonathan, Jacob, all you guys in the bottom of the chat here, we'll get to you if you want to stick around for be 15 or 20 minutes before we get to your comment. I will get to every single comment before I log off. That's what I do. I got to ask you this real quick, Story, because I've been hard on the Commanders for not signing McLaurin, who's one of our favorite players, team guy, making him wait till the 11th hour to sign that deal, and which it screwed him. It screwed him. It screwed their season. Trading Brian Robinson to save $3.7 million when you trust it. JCM looks terrible, bro. You see him get thrown down with one arm by a linebacker so easily. Like, this is your early down banger. Gross. And Brian Robinson's better. So all these moves, and you have a rookie, a quarterback on a rookie deal that just had an epic rookie season. And you sign a bunch of dinosaurs like Deebo Samuel. You don't really improve your O-line. Your defense is old. And then you play them in a game where you're up 30, you're down 38-7. And it was actually, the score wasn't as indicative of that game story as actually watching it was. That game was over about 12 minutes in. Would you say that?
Oh, easily. After that second touchdown, that entire game was out of hand. And Dan Quinn had no answer for Sam Darnold.
Why play him? Why keep him in the game? And also, it's one thing to keep him in the game, have him hand off the ball, and maybe have some throw some fade routes. But Jaden Daniels is competitive. He hadn't played in a couple weeks. He didn't want to run the ball. They're running quarterback keepers down 31 in the fourth quarter, and he breaks his arm, bro. I hate this story. This is my number one pet peeve in life.
It's a freak accident. But how many times have we seen it where a guy is in the game late? We saw it with Chris Godwin last year. And that's what's been.
But I know we saw it. Bowles is an idiot, but we also saw it earlier in the year with Jaden Daniels himself, the same Eckler game. Eckler got hurt when he should have been in the game. And then that same game, Daniels hurt his knee in the second quarter. Obviously, you keep playing. It was a close game against the Packers. Fourth quarter, down by 3 scores, 6 minutes to go. You're not winning that game against the Packers. They keep him in the game, hurts his knee again. Dude, one mistake's fine. Again, it's 3 strikes. Shame on you. 2 strikes. It's supposed to be 2. But this is 3 strikes now for this clown wearing his backwards hat. Terrible coach. Dude, it's a young quarterback that's frail, that's had a groin injury, a knee injury, and now he's got a broken arm because of you. The season's over anyway, but now you don't get Jaden Daniels. And it was literally shitting in the fans' face. The game was terrible, and they're just going to trot your quarterback out there running a quarterback draw down 31. Jesus Christ story.
I hope we don't have another RG3 situation. I hope that Jane Daniels learns something from this. He's not playing again this year. I would eat my hat if he played again this year.
100%.
But he needs to learn something from this, and Dan Quinn needs to be fired. I'm not even going to say he needs to learn something. He needs to be fired. He needs to be out of the league. He's a terrible coach. He's just an awful.
I think. Well, you remember how back in the day, Great Britain used to send all their prisoners to Australia. That's how Australia was formed. So can we just send Quinn to Australia or Antarctica? Go live in South America where the Germans, I want to say the name of them, all went, and you can hang out down there. Sorry, that's a little harsh on Dan Quinn. Nice guy. Argentina. There you go.
That's where they went after the war.
Yeah, they're still down there, baby. Check it out. Trone Force, concerned with my wide receiver room. Nico, Devontae, Olave, Debo. And then McLaurin's hurt and Hunter's on IR. Would you trade Olave for Garrett Wilson? Yeah, I want Garrett Wilson over Olave. And we love Olave on this channel.
There's another coach that's out of his depth. At halftime, when Olave hadn't gotten his first reception came in the second quarter, or his first target came in the second quarter, the coach needed to pull Chuck aside and be like, here's what you like, Rashid Shaheed, great, that's fine. But he's not going to be on this team in a week. You need to get the ball to Chris Olave, and you need to stop staring down your wide receivers because that was brutal. I've never seen anybody the guy's played years and years of football. You'd think he would have learned to not stare down his the target from the snap.
Ron, what receiver should I play? 2 spots: Addison, QJ, Waddle. Waddle for sure.
Waddle and Addison.
Yeah, against Baltimore. King Crazy, what do you think happens to Price? He balled out last year when Love was hurt. Who's the backup for him? Who's the mobile quarterback that was on Tennessee? The backup for Love right now. Why can't I think of his name? Malik Davis? No, it's not Malik Davis. One thing we don't know, it's Malik, not Malik Hooker. The dude that was drafted pretty high by the Titans.
Malik Willis.
Yeah, Malik Willis. I like Malik Willis, but what's your guys' take on defenses for the week? Browns, Seahawks, Panthers, and Texans available? Browns actually take the Seahawks and have them rest of the year.
So I'm interested in this because or take the Seahawks, play them the rest of the year. If you look at Fantasy Pros, the ECR have Houston as the 3rd ranked defense this week. What are your thoughts on that? It seems a little high to me.
Oh man, who are they playing again?
They are. Hang on, I'll pull it up.
Because I like the team that that is playing them because you have no CJ Stroud.
Yeah, Jacksonville. They're at home versus Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville's defense too because you have that shitty O line And no CJ Stroud. You have Davis Mills back there?
That's kind of my concern is if you got Davis Mills. Now, he looked okay in relief, but if you got Davis Mills back there, are you going to get some short fields for Jacksonville?
Yeah, that's the thing. Get some field goals at least.
I know Houston's defense is tough, but I have concerns about that defense this week. I just don't understand them being ranked behind the Browns, who are playing the Jets. I don't get it.
Yeah, give me the Browns better defense as well in real life. Well, it's close. Texans are probably a better defense because they have a better D-line, but Cleveland's the top 10 real life defense. John says, thoughts on Keenan Allen rest of the season? You think he's wide receiver 3, right? PPR especially?
I don't even think he's a wide receiver 3 at this point. I think he's a flex wide receiver 4 at best.
Yeah,
I mean, are you starting Keenan Allen? Like, it'd have to be a deep league.
If you get extra points for third down conversions on 3rd and 7, then yeah, Keenan Allen's your guy. He gets about 4 of those a game. That's about all he gets right now, right?
Yeah. I mean,
GTF Benson in 1 league holding until at least 2 weeks once he's back. You'll see the first week. I think Benson will get 50% of the snaps and 12 or 13 touches. Second week, I'm saying 16 to 17 touches. Fantasy playoffs, 20 touches, baby.
Okay.
I love Trey Benson. I know, Story, you don't agree, but
we will see. I don't necessarily not agree. I just have concerns that they're going to throw this guy right back into the fire.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers or Gatson in the flex. Jacoby Myers, you can't play. I mean, not the first week. Maybe not even the whole year. We don't even know.
Yeah. Who's your tight end that you're thinking about Gatson in the flex? Gatson's a fine flex play. I played against a guy last week who had Trey McBride and Gatson in his flex.
Bears fan club. It's Rico Dowdle over Trey Benson. As much as I'm talking up Trey Benson, like Rico Dowdle is a top 10 running back right now. It's the production, it's the usage, it's the eye test, it's everything. He's a man on a fucking mission right now, Story.
Rico he was only been the starter for 3 games out of the last 4, and he's 3rd in the NFL in rushing yards this year.
Bears fan Deebo Samuel is smashed by with the injuries going on. You might think so. It's not a smash buy. You maybe at cost. I don't know. What is even the cost, Story?
Debo's a wide receiver 3. So if you can buy him for a Tony Pollard, if you can buy him for I want to say Alvin Kamara, but he's borderline droppable. That is
yeah. Maybe things change, trading Shaheed, maybe, but like they have to use him. But why would they? I don't know. It's a mess down there, bro. Chris Olave is the only thing.
Yeah, I don't know if he got benched, if the ankle injury was bothering him, but it's a mess. So Debo, if you can buy him for wide receiver 3 price, fine, I guess. Like he's fine, but he looks dust.
Yeah, all they do is just give him 2 screens a game, and he gets tackled and makes it's 4 yards. Daily grinds. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. He looks fat and old. He looked good the first couple weeks, though. Daily grind, 12-team backup for Lamar. Should I keep Purdy? No, you just roll with Lamar. He already had his bye. Roll with Lamar. And then you can pick up Cam Ward at the end of the year if you need to or something. Like, I'm not rolling with Purdy. We don't even know. I'm just saying, like, what the hell is Purdy might not even play this year. He might even get, like, similar to Kyler Murray, right? Similar to this Kyler Murray situation.
Well, like Purdy's not losing his job like Kyler Murray. Purdy's well liked.
How do we know?
I mean, I don't know. This is speculation on my part, but assuming that the injury gets healed, Mac Jones has been very good in spots, and he's been serviceable in spots as well. He's not lighting the world on fire, but he's doing exactly what he needs to do in that Kyle Shanahan system. So Purdy with a contract, the fact that he's liked by the team,
I get it.
I don't think he's losing his job.
No, and it would be, but it's also the injury, and they already said it's lingering all year. So you have a diminished Purdy or a health, and Mac Jones is also beat up too. But I guess here's my deciding factor here is Brock Purdy has been in his career turnover prone. Mac Jones was obviously in New England because that was a bad situation. But Mac Jones has been taking care of the goddamn ball. And right now this team has shifted to a Christian McCaffrey team. This passing game that they had just doesn't need to happen. I know their defense is beat up, but they're doing ball control right now. And Brock Purdy, I know it gives them a higher upside. I feel like he lowers their floor a little bit because he does throw up those 50-50 balls that Mac Jones just does not throw.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Mac Jones had 2 turnovers last week.
Okay, you're talking about 1 week. I know it's the most recent week, but like, come on, man. Like, cut me some slack here. Don't call me out, you fucking asshole. No, Mac Jones has looked good though. He looked good
in spots, and he's looked serviceable in others. It's still the system is what I'm impressed by.
that win against the Rams alone, like, earned him some fucking clout in my book because he's a warrior out there. No one had him winning that game. That was in LA too, man.
Well, and there's talk that Mac Jones was the guy that Kyle Shanahan wanted all along when they drafted Trey Lance.
About to trade away Purdy for Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. And again, we don't even know, like, what the hell is this even going to be? Also, all the receivers are hurt again. Like, Pearsall might not play this year. Ayuk is not even activated yet. He's gone. Like, you don't have much.
Yeah, that Pearsall situation is very weird. Jennings playing with broken ribs and sprained ankles and all sorts of stuff. I know it's a meme and a joke at this point, but Christian McCaffrey is sapping all their strength.
Jason says, "What's Big Ray's thoughts on Green Bay and the tampon push birds?" Look at Jason's great.
We didn't get into it on the podcast earlier with Mouth and Beast, but I'm fairly confident that the tush push is getting banned in the offseason.
GT, I think this is a comment for you, Story. I believe the Lex is still here in Corpus.
Yeah,
2.5 hours from here.
Decommissioned aircraft carrier. When I was in 6th grade, we went down there, visited my grandparents for a week during spring break, and we did the tour. It was an amazing tour. You ever been on an aircraft carrier? They used to have one in at the Museum of Science and Industry. No, wait, that was a submarine. Never mind. There's some aircraft carriers.
No, only in my dreams, man, and in movies and shit. Blake, shout out Blake, media manager in the channel. He is just cooking up the best shit for me. Love you, man. You're my Jamie. I can't wait till this hits. And you, sir, are going to be famous as shit because you're awesome. And he said, can't wait to talk my shit Monday nights because he is saying the Packers are going to win. Everyone's saying not only that the Eagles are going to win, they're going to blow them out. I believe I said a 4-point victory for the Eagles.
Listen,
I can see it both ways.
I'll just put this out there. I've been to 2 games at Lambeau. One was a Monday night game against the Eagles. The Eagles won that. And then the Bears game last year, week 17, 18, whatever it was. Bears won that. So am I the bad luck charm for the Packers? Almost certainly. So just based on that alone, my small 2 sample size set there, they're probably going to lose.
So I'm a Bears fan, but I actually, compared to most Bears fans, don't mind the Packers. I hate Brett Favre. I think Brett Favre is not only a bad person because that's pretty much documented multiple fronts.
He is a bad
but
person.
Not a good quarterback, not a great, overrated quarterback. I'll say this: Mr. Pick Six. He's the Nolan Ryan of quarterbacks, just compiler. Aaron Rodgers is the real GOAT. I think Aaron Rodgers is probably I'd say second best quarterback of all time. I have him ahead of Peyton Manning just because Aaron Rodgers, man, like watching the guy play quarterback. Come on, bro. I know he doesn't have the Super Bowls, but come on. Aaron Rodgers is awesome, bro. And I love Aaron Rodgers the person. Aaron Rodgers is a good dude.
The second best quarterback of all time shouldn't have 1 Super Bowl victory under his belt.
Okay. Peyton Manning has 2. So...
Exactly. He's got 2.
Okay. You know what he also did? He also took steroids, Story. Confirmed steroid user, Story.
So everybody takes steroids. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's my
confirmed, though. All Aaron Rodgers does is take ayahuasca, bro. That's true. Jason says Lamar Jackson and AJ Brown for Dart and Saquon. I want Lamar and AJ Brown there as much as I love Saquon. Like, give me Lamar.
Yeah, the delta between Lamar Jackson and Jackson Dart is way too high.
Yeah. Can't believe Brees got left behind to 10 the wounded. Yeah, he's so pissed. I think, he should have. Why didn't they just trade him? Who cares? I know they want a 3rd and a 4th. Big fucking deal. Just get the guy out of town, get another draft pick. Clowns there in New York. Both teams, but honestly, the Jets are more clowns than the Giants. Giants have 2 Super Bowls in the last 20 years.
Dude,
more than the Bears.
Clown franchises are going to make clownish decisions. You want to pay him $14 million if you franchise tag him next year?
What do you think, real quick, about the Cowboys? Essentially, I like the Wilson trade because Logan Wilson for a 7th rounder is money. That's a great trade. Quinnen Williams, essentially, they traded a 1st and a 2nd round pick, which that's essentially what they got for Micah Parsons. Like, they got another player back, I guess, but yeah. Like, dude, Micah Parsons is so much better than Quinnen Williams. It's not even funny. Like, it's right. He's way more impactful. Quinnen Williams is essentially a defensive tackle. He's good, but defensive tackle is not as important as edge rusher.
I think that Logan Wilson trade is fine. Like, he is not a full-time player any longer. Since week 5, he's barely played. I don't think he's played 40% of the snaps. He's been a rotational player for them since then. He's
7th round pick, though. I'm just saying he's a body 7th round pick. I don't. You know.
Yeah, but Barrett Carter is absolutely money in the linebacker core there. So yeah, it's fine. I don't know that it really improves their defense all that. Excuse me, all that much.
But you think the trade for Quentin Williams is stupid as hell, right? Especially now their current standing. They lost that game. Like, they're not making the playoffs. Even if they do, you think they have a chance to win the Super Bowl? No. So you just essentially had a lateral move, and you could have just had Micah Parsons. And if you had Micah Parsons the whole year, you might have 2 more wins. Like, honestly, you might have you would have won that game against the Packers. Yeah, they wouldn't have had Micah.
They certainly would have.
What a bad move. They just didn't want to pay him is the point. But who cares, Jerry? You're filthy rich, you idiot. Like, that's like having the greatest maid ever. That, like, you know, the maid, you know how like the maid, the statue episode of Seinfeld where the guy cleans his little peephole and like everything. He's like obsessed. Like, yeah, it sucks the guy stole the statue, but like it's like having that maid having to pay him, you know, let's say $25 an hour, or let's say $50 an hour. It's a lot. And like you being like, I can't afford, like, you can afford it, but you just don't want to pay it out of principle. And you want to hire some like bum off the street that's probably going to rob you for one, and for two, you got to pay him $25 an hour. Like, give me the guy double the price that actually I know is going to clean the fuck out of my house. And that's kind of what they did. They got a lesser version of Micah Parsons for the same price, not salary, but the same draft. You know, the draft picks. It wasn't enough anyway. I thought they should have got more from Micah anyway.
Yeah, they should have gotten a ton more from Micah Parsons. I can't believe, like, everybody said Green Bay absolutely murdered them in that trade. So yeah, I'm not.
How sick would you be if you were a Cowboys fan? Like, all the shit we've had the last, since the 95 Super Bowl, like definitely since like 2000, it's been bad. Tony Romo had there's some nice runs, but like the decisions there in the front office, the coaching hires, just all the it's a circus there. And like how, if you were a Cowboys fan, like, could you stomach it? Because they have, they're the most valuable franchise. They have all, I know there's a salary cap. It's not baseball, but they have, they're an attraction for free agents. Like, you want to be a Dallas Cowboy, and like, you can't do anything with any of that. And you just are a mediocre franchise, and you keep on just making dumb decisions. And the problem is it's all over ESPN, right? Everyone talks about the Cowboys. They give them way more airtime than Baker Mayfield or even the Eagles or the Chiefs. And it's just a mess because it's like up in your face, like historically bad.
I would hate to be a Cowboys fan, but I would hate to be a Jets fan or a Cardinals fan or a Giants fan right now. Well, Giants might be
Browns
fan. I'm struggling being a Bears fan. Like, there's plenty of franchises that make terrible decisions.
But the Cowboys set the bar high, and now they're, it's like marrying a hot girl. She's super hot, super cool, and then you get married to her, and she gains 100 pounds. Woof. It's like, dude, I remember you when you were hot, and now like you're still kind of pretty, but like I can barely get to that cooter. And that's the problem.
Woof.
Yeah, but your girlfriend. Woof. Spend super flex. I lost a quarterback in 4 and 5. Was offered Jalen Hurts for Maya Buka. I still have Tat, Devonta Smith, J-Mo. Oh, 6 for a passing touchdown too. I don't like 6 for a passing touchdown though. But in a super flex, yeah, you kind of have to do it.
Yeah, I think you have to. Like, I mean, we're all hoping Igbuka's healthy. We don't know for sure. It's been 2 down games since the injury, so we're very hopeful. But in a super flex, if you can get one of the best fantasy quarterbacks, certainly a top 10, then I would say go for it.
So Hetzer, I see in the chat down there, called Tua turned the ball over. I like that. Jacob, full PPR, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Jennings, Franklin, DK, Shaheed, London, Puka, locked. So 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Jennings, Franklin, DK, Shaheed. Franklin for sure. And DK or Jennings. I'm not starting Shaheed the first week there, right?
London, Puka, locked. Flex. No, I'm not starting Shaheed there until I see what that rotation. The Seahawks play they're the second lowest rate of 3 wide receiver sets in the league right now. Like, they're playing 2 tight ends.
Yeah, they play Barner and Arroyo, man, are out there. Barner's out there a lot blocking, and Arroyo's playing like 6.
I would assume that Shaheed would play on 3 wide receiver sets, which is going to limit his opportunities at least in this first game. So I would 1 receiver, 1 flex. Not Davis, not Janet, not Franklin.
Well, Gatson, you got to flex Gatson, flex Gatson and Franklin, right?
I'd go Jennings and Gadsden. Jennings looked good last week.
Jennings has looked pretty good, yeah. Michael says, I missed it before. Drop or hold Isaiah Davis. What about DK? Again, Story says he loves Isaiah Davis, so we're going to keep him. I'll listen to your advice. I have Davis everywhere. What about DK? That was a rough week from last week. Io Manor played better. Calvin Ridley looks like he's out again. Yeah. But when Ridley comes back, you can't trust anyone there besides maybe Ridley.
I mean, Io Manor has fallen to second from like in terms of pecking order there from DK, but like he could jump back up. I don't really want anything to do with this Titans offense. Pollard and Spears are basically splitting down the middle. It's a crapshoot. Cam Ward has a lot of work to do to get to where he's a serviceable quarterback. It's rough. I don't think I'm holding DK if I need the roster spot.
I realized I look pretty nice today with my nice golf polo.
I noticed that you were wearing an Elgin Country Club thing on Downtown Sports as well.
Yeah, I played golf with Mike Campbell today. I haven't played in this is my last round of the year, and my last round before this was 83, which is terrible for me. And I was going to end on that, and I played today because it was 60. I shot 72 with a bogey finish, bro. Still though, yeah. So and this late in the year, like any even par round in general, even par round's good. Just crushing the ball. I couldn't putt worth shit, but I'm a stud. But I look nice. I look
nice.
Really good. It was super nice. What do we think about Breece Hall rest of the season now that he got held hostage? Because I have 3 shares of Breece. You got to start him, but like we got to see what this is going to be. 50-50, 60-40. Like, why would they not use him? Are they going to shut him down? The offense is going to be worse.
They won't shut him down. Like, there's no reason not to use him.
He could shut himself down, though.
Yeah. Oh, my toe hurts a little bit. I better take the week off. Is what could happen. Again, that's kind of why I think Isaiah Davis has as much upside as anybody not named Algier. I would just start Breece as he's been starting. I would expect about the same going forward. There's no reason to think that his role is going to change just because he didn't get traded.
Yeah, and probably more pass catching, especially if Tyrod takes over. But they're going to be losing these games, which their defense is bad. But how much worse could their defense get? Story.
I don't know.
I think Sauce Gardner's terrible.
Yeah, you did mention that earlier.
He's bad. He's a pass interference dude too. So like the only reason he shuts down receivers is because he has 2 PI calls for like 70 yards, and like that's you know what Patrick Surtain does? No PIs, lays you out, and also just gets picks. He gets more picks than receptions given up. Patrick Surtain's the truth.
Okay, Patrick Surtain's good, but isn't he injured?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he's like no one talks about him, and Sauce Gardner gets this love. Like Surtain's twice the player that Sauce Gardner is. Twice
the player. Gardner.
Hey, I'm a quarterback. I'm a cornerback guru.
First 3 years in the league, Gardner looked really good. You can't.
Yeah, his rookie year especially.
Yeah.
King Crazy. Wide receivers are Jefferson, McConkey, London, Higgins, Adunze. Running backs are Walker, Mason, Hubbard, Judkins, Benson. Who do I move and who do I target? So, who you can move right now? It's not Adunze. I think Higgins is a prime move because it's big week. So I think you could trade Higgins. And if you get some negative news here about Aaron Jones, maybe you can get rid of Mason and Higgins for an upgrade at wide receiver.
Yeah, maybe Aaron Jones plays a limited role. You get a lot of groundwork for Mason. You get somebody piqued interest, and you can move. Would you say Mason and Higgins for who?
Just an upgrade at receiver. I'm thinking Nico Collins.
Might be tough.
I'm just saying you could try to get that guy. And there was also, hold on, a quick Kenneth Walker reference. I got to play it. I could play that every day for the rest of my life. I think at my funeral, I want just like that playing like on a repeat loop, the 4-second clip of just Tiny Dancer dancing. And like it's a 4-hour service. I'm going to demand that. And it plays like 1,000 times. Be great. And no one will get what it is because hopefully it's like 2070 and I'm old, I'll be an old man, and then no one's gonna who's Kenneth Walker, who's a Tiny Dancer, because Kenneth Walker will probably be a forgettable NFL player. Sucks for him.
He's not making the NFL.
Lamar Jackson down for Dart and Saquon. We already talked about that one. Did you hear the rumors that Ryan Poles spent over $500K on mobile games?
I did not.
Is that for real?
I don't know. That is
like at least spend it on hookers, bro. Mobile games, like at least play Call of Duty like Kyler Murray.
Dude, mobile games are designed to separate people from their money. They use advanced psychology tricks in order to get those dopamine hits, those the little hits, right? And they get you going.
Yeah, it's like slot machines.
Exactly.
Slot machines are like the worst with that because the colors and the sounds and like they make like any little win, even though it's not a win because you like actually you won something, but you put in $1 and you win 60 cents. Technically, you lost 40 cents and it makes you seem like you win.
Yeah, big win. Little coins flowing everywhere, like the animation.
My wife will buy scratch offs, and I told her she finally has to stop. But she had a couple big wins, but she'll buy $50, and I'll be like, "How'd you do?" She'd be like, "I won 30," and I'm like, "So you got 80?" She's like, "No, I got 30." I'm like, "So you lost 20?" Like I got to explain to her. Like I think she knows, but like the way she phrased it, I'm like, "No, actually, you lost." And like that's the way that people could think about it. Like you got something back, but like if you just didn't play at all, you'd have $50 in your pocket. Now you have 30.
How about those people that spend $50 in scratches and they get 30 back and they reinvest it, and then they get 20 back, and then they reinvest that, and the next thing you know, they've basically spent $50 on scratch tickets. You might as well have just gone to a casino and done one $50 pull.
Yeah, or just place $50 on one of my bet story.
Or there's that. Just not the Keon Coleman one.
Hey, it was a 2-5 Sunday, but we managed a 5-5. I do so well on primetime games. I'm like 80% because I won the Derrick Henry plus 150 bet, the 10 yards every quarter, and then we hit Kenneth Walker was over 4.5 receiving yards on Sunday Night Football. Got that in the first quarter, and then CeeDee Lamb last night. So I actually managed. It was a bad week. Like 2-5 is rough.
Back when I was betting a lot on the NFL, I would regularly get crushed on the noon games and then absolutely clean up on the 3 o'clock games. And my friend was like, "Well, why don't you just bet on the 3 o'clock games?" I'm like, "Because I'm addicted and I want."
You want to bet? You want the early action, bro?
Yeah.
It's the same reason as you should never bet the London game. But if you're gonna wake your ass up at fucking 7:30 to watch it, like you better have. If you don't have fantasy players going in it, which I always do, but like I still want more juice than just the fantasy players.
Yeah.
Because those games are trash. Also, same with Thursday night. You got to have some action. Some parlays.
They've been really bad.
Oh, so bad. Zach says with Tucker Kraft going down. Rip Tucker Kraft. If you want to go back to the show on Monday, did you watch the eulogy story?
I did. It was very
you like it?
somber.
Do you like my singing?
The Wind Beneath My Wings that you sang?
Yeah, Bette Miller. Did you ever know that you're my hero?
I was impressed.
You're everything I wish I could be. I'm a drummer, but I can sing it. With Tucker Kraft going down, who do I pick up? Hunter Henry, Jawan Johnson, Mark Andrews, or Loveland? I think it's Mark Andrews, bro.
I think it is Mark Andrews. But if you wanted to go Loveland, I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah, Mark Andrews though with Lamar Jackson, like who's a better shot to catch a touchdown?
It's Andrews.
Like honestly, like nobody.
But you better hope that he's getting touchdowns because he's not much of a player on the field anymore.
No, and likely also is a thing there. Jacob, I picked up Detroit's defense for Seattle's bye. Who should I drop? Should I drop Detroit and ride with Seattle? Yeah, 100%. Detroit's defense is fine, but their secondary is beat to shit.
Yeah, good play this week, though. Definitely a good play this week.
Jaden Daniels definitely droppable. He's not playing in this year. Bowers is my tight end. Johnny says I forgot what he said before that.
I think it was about the Gadsden flex.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, start or actually try to trade Gadsden, honestly, if you have Bowers. Someone offered me Brian Thomas.
I think because we were asking, like, if you're starting Gadsden in flex, you better have a good tight end. And it sounds like he does.
But I was saying you could also trade Gadsden now if you have Bowers, if you can get a better, another option. Tron for someone offered me Brian Thomas and Benson for Jalen Warren. No, don't do that at all. I don't care about Brian Thomas's injury. Like I think I'd rather have Benson than Jalen Warren. If I had a winning record and I don't need like the production right now, I'd rather have Benson than Jalen Warren all day long. I know you probably disagree, Story, but
second half Caleb Johnson incoming.
Ask Story mentioned it earlier. What are your thoughts on Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State?
So he's having a bit of a down year relative to last year. Like he's only on pace for like 900 yards this year when he had well over 1,000 last year. Still, he's one of the best wide receivers in the country. He's projected to go in the first round, top 10. I would say like a good landing spot for him would be the Giants at number 7 or Arizona at 8. They're probably going to fall in that range, I would bet. So like those are two good locations. It wouldn't surprise me to see him go top 10. Like he's an outstanding wide receiver. He's got tremendous hands. He's a great route runner. Like I said, he's one of the best. He's probably going to win the it's the Doak Walker Award. That's for wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
Jacob,
I see your comment down here. He says scratch golfer, Rob. Yeah, scratch golfers are a loose term because you could shoot 75 on average and be a scratch golfer. So this year I'm probably like a 2. I've only played 18 rounds.
Wouldn't that make you like a 3 handicap though?
No, because they take your best rounds out of 10. They take, I think, 3 out of your best 10 rounds. So it's what you can shoot. It's not what you do shoot. It's stupid. Anytime I shoot 80, they throw it out.
That's ridiculous. Stupid. Why is it calculated like that? That's so stupid.
To stop people from sandbagging.
Oh, is that a problem still?
It's stupid. The whole thing's yeah, it is. That's why I love bowling. I'm a 220 bowler, and every game counts. Every game counts. Now you could still sandbag in bowling, but like again, it's obvious. It's obvious in golf too. But like the thing is, your bowling mates, your league mates, see every game you bowl. Your opponents. Golf, I play with so many different people. It's so easy to just like lie about your score. You know what I mean? You can't lie about your bowling score because also like if you throw an 8, it's an 8. Like I can, people do reverse sandbagging too and say they made pars when they make 7s. There's no lying in bowling. It's not, Big Lebowski market 0. That was when you had to actually keep it like over the line. I wasn't over. He's like you're entering a world of pain. Antonio, is Reed worth worth stashing with Kraft out for the year? Does that affect it for you? Because it's with Christian Watson back, it's just too crowded, right?
Well, Golden's hurt too. We don't know what the extent of that injury is. If you have an IR spot, he's probably worth a stash, but we saw how unproductive he was to start the year before the injury. It's a rotation there, man. It's your Bills. It's the other team that we were just talking about that has this kind of rotation at wide receiver. Anyway,
Bills
yeah.
Bills.
There was another team I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. I mean, if you have an IR spot, a free spot, yeah, he's probably worth a stash, but I'm not going out of my way to pick him up.
Ron, defense this week: Buffalo Bills or Ravens? It's Bills. They're against Tua. Turn the ball over. I'm calling him that now. It's a great name. It's a great name. Here it is. There it is. Tua, turn the ball over. Nice. Do you guys think Jacoby Myers will be relevant again now, or should we wait and see? I think he's not going to be relevant. That's just me. Maybe that's my love for Parker Washington and Brian Thomas shining through.
Well, so Brian Thomas's injury is a minor high ankle sprain. I don't know of any high ankle sprains that end up being minor. He could miss 1 week. He could miss. They could put him on IR. If he's out, Jacoby Myers is a pretty good wide receiver. Parker Washington is certainly coming into his own, especially over the last 2 weeks. But yeah, Myers could be fantasy relevant. But I'm taking a wait and see approach because we don't know how it's going to play out. And Trevor Lawrence still stinks. He stinks. He's terrible.
He's bad. He can't throw the ball downfield. Story.
It's bad, man. It's bad, and they're not using the running backs in the passing game much this year, which is just a departure. I don't get it. I don't know what they're doing down there.
Gentlemen, 32 likes. We probably had over 2,000 people in here. Like, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You're getting free content from this awesome guy's story. Me hosting, offering good information. The chat. What are you doing? 7 nights a week on this shit, boys. Show a little bit of love, man. Patreon, super chats, have been pretty good today. I'm not going to complain about that. Not really complaining, just saying, like, what are you doing? This is your favorite guy story. Read the name on this comment.
McAuliffe.
Big help needed, brother. Got McBride and 2 solid backup tight ends behind him. Just lost Jaden Daniels in a 2-quarterback league. Do I trade McBride for Darnold straight up? I would not do that. McBride's just a boom. Who's your other tight ends? Hopefully it's Gatson. Would you do that? And I know a 2-quarterback league, super flex is different, but like McBride and Darnold, are you totally bought in on Darnold? Because it's hard not to be.
No, I mean, I'm not. He looks good, and like I mentioned on Downtown Sports, I'm very impressed with McDonald there. But like Daniel Jones kind of turned back into a pumpkin. Hopefully it was a 1-week blip, but we could see that from Sam Darnold as well. So you want to trade one of the 2 best tight ends in all fantasy football for a guy who's had half a season of success? I guess 2 seasons.
Well, 1.5 seasons. 1.5 seasons, yeah.
Well, last year he did really well, except for the last 2 weeks that he played.
If this was Dak Prescott or someone that I know isn't turning into a pumpkin in fantasy or real life, I
don't know.
Obviously Lamar Jackson, but
what was Prescott last night? I mean, the Cardinals' defense is tough.
Okay, 1 bad week, Jesus. Get the hell out of here with that shit story.
Darnold Danny Dimes had 1 bad week, and we're ready to throw him out to pasture.
Swift and Worthy for A.J. Brown, even with his inconsistencies. That seems like a smash for me because Worthy is terrible. Have you ever seen a guy like I said in the stream last night's story, Worthy tracking deep balls? You know how bad it was last year where he kept on stepping out of bounds?
Yeah.
This year, that pick that he threw, he's not even fighting for the ball because he can't get his body in position. It's literally like the Sandlot when he's trying to catch that first fucking fly ball and he just like whiffs it. Yeah. That's what Worthy is, man. And he's only good around the line of scrimmage. He's not a deep ball threat because he can't track the fucking ball.
I underestimated how valuable Rashee Rice is to this passing game.
Yeah. But you think it would open up stuff for Worthy, and it just hasn't. It might. He's still probably a little hurt too, the shoulder and the ankle.
Oh, yeah,
but I would do this trade, right? Give me AJ Brown, a Hall of Famer.
I'll take it. I'll do that too.
What type of wide receivers can I trade for Brees? And my running backs already have A-Chain, Benson, Dowdle, and Hall. Wide receivers are Chase, Tet, Odunze, Waddle, Brian Thomas. Start 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 2 flex. So you want to trade? I think you trade Hall. I don't know if Hall is even a good trade right now with all the stuff going on. You can trade Hall, and I think Hall and Waddle, and try to get yourself a banger, like a banger.
Hall
Justin
and
Jefferson.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson or a.
I still think Nico Collins. That's probably too much from Nico Collins, but Drake London might have missed your window to trade on him.
Missed the window there, yeah. Garrett Wilson, maybe.
I'm not doing. That's too much. That's too much.
Okay.
I just think that the guy to trade would be Waddle there, and you can maybe do a 2 for 2, something like that. Again, Jonathan, this is definitely a Discord type question where we can look at your rosters. You can send us a couple other teams' rosters, and we will go through those for you. It's just on this show, it's very hard. I can't limit, and I can't do 5 minutes per question just because we're already still 20 minutes behind. Start Kittle or Warren. This is Warren until we see something from Kittle, right?
I think I'm going to stick with Kittle.
Yeah, you think he's due? He is due.
He's due. At some point, they're going to need him downfield.
Travis says, bro, the fat girl reference right when I tuned in. Look at this comment from Duarte. Are you retarded? I'm generally asking. I can tell why you guys can't crack more than 40 live viewers and average less than 700 viewers per video. Well, that's actually not accurate.
Well, first of all, Duarte, it's averaging fewer than 700 viewers per video because fewer is countable and less than is a measure. So first of all, you
just got owned. You just got face. Get face, bro.
Just if you're going to come at us, at least understand what you're saying. And second of all, send us a link to your YouTube video. I'd love to see how many viewers you get. Duarte, Thomas.
And
Duarte,
you know what the thing is? As constructed, this is a cult following, and our guys are very loyal. These people are watching 3 hours of straight streaming because the information's great and the entertainment's great. And if it wasn't, people would be watching for 3 hours plus. And this is not just one person. This is like 10 people plus. So Duarte, eat a dick, bro. That's all.
Yeah, you can move on with your life. You don't have to comment, Duarte.
Yeah, I mean that's fine if you want to try to take a shot. Like also,
like that kind of stuff really gets silly. I can take the stupid stuff.
Hey, Duarte, check back here in a year and see where we're at because I have 7 awesome guests, including the GOAT of GOATs. Mike Story should be working for Fantasy Pros right now. This dude's the best in the goddamn business. The way he talks, he's articulate. He's pretty funny, not as funny as me, but he's funny, and he knows his shit. And he's a college expert. So go after yourself, Duarte. We're gonna take the high road on that one. So hopefully you have a good night, bro. Last name McCall, Kincaid, Gatson are my other tight ends. Damn. So you got to trade Gatson or Kincaid. You don't trade Bowers.
Yeah, trade Gatson. Gatson is definitely going to get some value out there. He's been. It's 3 good weeks. It's a bit of a dip last week, but he's still like one of the best tight ends over the last 3 weeks.
Crushing. Yeah. We have a super from my boy GT Duarte. It might be. Remember Chris Duarte? I think the NBA player. Kind of busted out. I kind of liked him. He played for the Sacramento Kings. Looking for a snack, Elton John style. So I think he's trying to talk about his sexuality, which again, we have no issues with those people around here. Go get some ass, bro. Maybe your boyfriend has some issues. I don't care. Whatever. It's cool. Hopefully he's hot. Anyways, and what he missed is the comment right before that is just funny because, we're giving good information here, but Travis says, bro, the fat girlfriend reference right when I tuned in, LOL. Like that's the kind of shit you're getting from the show on top of killer information. That's it. That's it. We don't have to defend ourselves to this clown, right? Story.
No. Goodbye.
I want to, though. I want people to like me, Story. I want them to like me. Not him. I don't want him to like me. Yeah. Is Seattle's defense worth using a waiver wire on? I don't know about a waiver wire, but it's worth scooping.
Like if you're in the bottom half of waiver wire, sure, go nuts. Like, but I'm not burning.
Top 5, no.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Olave or Tyler Warren in the flex. I think we answered that one. It's would we do that?
I would go.
Yeah,
with
sorry, I'm lost. I'm lost in this thing. So
yeah, Reese
wants a contract.
Hang on, you got another couple super chats down the.
I got a couple. Thank you. Cruz here. Most of the channel's viewers is bots anyway. Cult followers only. Yeah, most other channels are bots. We don't want bots. I kick bots. Or some people might keep them, or even trolls because it helps the algorithm. Fuck that, bro. I want the people in here to get the airtime on their questions, and you know what I'm saying. Like, and there's gonna be a day where it's gonna be a lot different. Hopefully, where it's like gonna be hard to get your question read. But as constructed, I stay on here until everyone's question is read, and it's not even super chats. I obviously answer those first. Because why wouldn't I? You're giving me money to help the show go. But like, I'm going to answer every story. You know it. I stay on here. Even if you got to get off here in 5 minutes, I will stay on till fucking 3 a.m. I might power through them a little more, but like we also give you beyond the box score answers. We don't just give you yes or no's. Most guys give you yes or no, right? Easy. They hedge their bets and say different answers. Like we're going to give you what we think you should do.
Yeah. A recent report came out and said that upwards of 50% of all website traffic is bots now. So just let that sink in.
Luckily, we haven't had a lot of those, the ones that are advertising that kind of stuff. And Story, what are your thoughts? Like, do you hate bots?
I hate bots. I
always set it up with some kind of little question, and because that was a dumb question. Like, do you like bots? But you took it so serious.
Yeah.
Do you hate them though? Like, honestly,
I do hate bots. Yeah. Don't play it again.
I'm not. I do one. Yeah. He gonna do one. I do it 3 times a Ray though, because that's the Ray gag.
Did we answer the Olave or Tyler Warren in the flex question? I can't remember if we.
I think we answered that earlier. I think the answer was Warren.
I'm
in a half PPR.
I think you got to go Olave. Like,
yeah.
I mean, tight ends are volatile. I'm hopeful that Olave rounds back into form. Why are they starting Chuck? I don't understand that at all. But whatever.
They have. Oh, they're tanking. That's why. Spencer Rattler's fine. They can't win games. Story. The Jets and the Saints are in an epic battle this year of who can tank more. And you know the funny thing is the New Orleans traded their best offensive lineman. They can't block already. So like, and they traded Shaheed. So like, this is great. I can't wait. Like, bet against these teams. The lines are going to get wacky, bro. Yeah, 17-point lines in the NFL.
We haven't seen that since the 2007 Patriots.
Right, when they were facing the worst team. Trone says, need 2 wide receivers in a flex. Nico, Devonta, Olave, Debo, Jalen Warren. Nico and Devonta for sure. In there. And then are we looking at Olave?
Yeah. If this was 2024, I'd say Jalen Warren because of the PPR upside, but they're not utilizing him as a PPR pass catching back much this year. He does have touchdown upside. So, no, I actually think I would probably go Jalen Warren on this one. Yeah, Jalen Warren in the flex.
Yeah, he's safe. Michael, should I use my waiver claim on Slayton or Alec Pierce? I wouldn't use a waiver claim on either. I would pick them up. And there's other guys to pick up. Don't use a waiver claim on fringe wide receiver 4s.
Unless you have unless you have so many guys on bye that you need a win, so you need a wide receiver now. Like if the dude's not cracking your lineup this week, why are you using a waiver claim on him? It makes no sense.
Unless you have the 12th waiver claim. At that point, you're probably never getting to the top. So who cares? Pick up Mason off waivers or Slayton. Definitely Mason over Slayton, but I'm not using it. We assume Aaron Jones plays, and here's the problem. We saw Mason 4 weeks of no Aaron Jones. One bomb week, first week in that crazy game where they destroyed. Who did they destroy? That was the Bengals. Remember that? Yeah. 2 touchdowns, and then he had one other game with like 60 yards and touchdown. Other than that, it's been pretty bad. So even if that's the thing, like, is it worth it?
Well, I mean, people were talking about Mason being the 1A in this backfield in August, saying that look at what he did with San Francisco. Again, the scheme. Aaron Jones took a step back last year, and Aaron Jones, I was convinced that Aaron Jones is the guy there, and Mason was there to spell him, and it looks like that's the case. Now Aaron Jones is dinged up, so Mason off the waiver is definitely worth the pickup. You don't know what that injury is going to unfold as, but yeah.
We got Mouth back in the chat here. What's going on? Or back in the actual show. What's going on? You here to yell at Duarte? You here to yell at Duarte for us?
Fuck Duarte. Fuck that asshole. I mean, come on. You know what? I'll ask Ian if he likes you. You know, I think that's more important, right?
I would love Ian Eagle's blessing. That's like getting baptized in the Ring of Fire here. Hunter says, rest of season, who will be better, Chuba Hubbard or Jacory? Probably Jacory, but they both suck. Hubbard's a handcuff.
Kenyon Drake. That's my answer to any of those questions. Kenyon Drake. Bill, I guess.
Yeah.
Who's going to get more snaps, actually? Will Hubbard or Bill get more snaps?
They seem to be like JCM is the starter, and then they get frustrated and they bring in McNichols looks better out of the pass catching, certainly. And then they bring in Chris Rodriguez when the game is out of hand. So it's a I mean, I hate to say it, and
now with no Jaden Daniels, the game will be out of hand by the second quarter.
Hey, real quick, JD has a good comment here. He says he has Kraft and Kelsey, who's on bye. He had to get Juwan Johnson. We didn't talk about this with the trade for Shaheed, but this is a big boom for Juwan Johnson, right?
Yeah, it is. It should be good for him. It should be good for Olave. It should be good for Juwan Johnson. I don't know anybody else.
It should be good for Kamara as well.
Do you got what you think so? Would you guys want Juwan Johnson over Musgrave and over Theo Johnson now? I just thought I wasn't thinking about Juwan Johnson, but now I am because of trade.
I would want him over Musgrave. I think it's really close between him and Theo Johnson.
I mean, Juwan Johnson showed you can catch passes. He's shown you can catch passes in traffic. Yeah, I would take Juwan Johnson over Theo Johnson.
Jacob has McBride and Gatson. Been using Gatson in my flex last 2 weeks. Need RB help. This is a deep one, man, and I can't really get into it. Again, this is the 3-hour mark of this show. We did 2 hours on Downtown Sports. I'm on 5 hours here in the last 7 hours. So, Jacob, you got to get in the Patreon to get in the Discord. These are questions that we can all go over. Just right now, my brain's a little mush, and we got to get through these because we're still 15 minutes behind. I will not leave this show until every question is answered, but I don't have much time left. I am fading and also watching my dogs for the night. I have a new puppy. Did you watch the golf show Stick on Apple TV with Owen Wilson? I've heard a lot of good things.
No.
Did you guys watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
I got nothing for you.
Right.
Antonio, do not sell high on McBride right now. It's you can't. He's going to only do better, right? That was a disappointing game against the Cowboys. He only had 40, 50 yards.
Okay, Jacoby Brissett could actually see over the offensive line.
100%.
Pretty important.
GT, which running back should I pursue for Gatson and Monty? Give me who's a buy low running back right now, that has ooh,
Gatson.
Yeah, you think you can get that done?
You can get that done.
I didn't catch that, John.
Oh, and Judkins, and you have to sell them on the 10%. He could still get suspended.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing is it's not about the running back you're targeting. I always say this: you got to find a team that needs a tight end. Find the Tucker Kraft owner, right? Find, someone like that. And then your Monty is going to be a fine replacement for whoever you're getting. If for some reason the Tucker Kraft owner had Judkins, that's a match made in heaven. Finding trades, it's not about the players, it's about the match, right? There's a way both teams can win the trade. That's what we're looking for here. Let's see. Rob, I didn't see the comment in the chat for me. Shirley would have deleted it. Dude, no worries, Mark. Mark's the man. Number one super fan of the show. Appreciate you. Also, he gave us a little. I got Story fired up. I love getting Story fired up. It's getting Story drunk and getting Story fired up are two of my favorite things besides fucking my wife. Those are my favorite things, and petting my dog.
What did I get fired up about?
About that clown Duarte.
Oh, Duarte. Yeah.
Fucking Duarte.
That shit gets under my skin. I don't like that.
What do you guys real quick? Give me a percentage number out of 100% that the Pats beat the Bucks this week.
I don't think it's unreasonable at all. 45%. This would be a close game, I think.
Mouth?
I did not call it a close game, but I would say 35%. I'll give the Pats a reasonable, fair shot. But like I said, Pats secondary is milquetoast. So
yeah, I mean the Bucks are only 2.5-point favorites.
Hunter, you didn't miss it. We just got to it now. We said Chuba, right? Or do we say Bill? The thing I say Chuba rest of season.
We said Bill.
At least I know. Well, I think for this week, JCM rest of season Chuba, because at least we know Chuba has a path to be almost a league winner if Dowdle gets hurt. Knock on wood, if that happens, I
the Panthers are playing better. They're actually.
Chuba has a guaranteed job versus a 7th round rookie.
Yeah, there's a lot of concern for JCM going forward.
Michael says, I think we answered this, but again, sorry. Sometimes I do miss questions. There's a lot going on here, and this is 5 hours. My goddamn
Warren, I think I answered in the beginning of the stream with Beast, Olave.
I'm with you, John. Olave.
How do you guys feel about Judkins rest of the season? Let's throw the suspension out. Rest of the season. It's going to be better when Shador's in because it can't be worse than that Wario Dylan Gabriel. Top 12? Top 12 for sure?
Top 15 for sure. Probably top 12. We just got to see what the shoulder injury looks like. Assuming he comes back full participation.
If Judkins does not play week 10 and Sampson has an amazing showing, that might cut the work a little bit because they want to see what they have in Sampson. The Browns' season is lost. They need to see what they have. So Judkins could go down to a 60-40 split, could turn him low at the very floor, high-end RB2, 14 fantasy points per game.
And we all want to talk to Sampson.
I want to talk to Sampson. Climbing to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
I love seeing Mount to answer that. We're not, the stream isn't behind, Hetzer. It's just like, it's like 20 seconds behind, but we're just behind in the comments because like we get, 30, 20 a minute and I can't answer all of them in a that fast. I could talk faster, but
I mean, we could talk like auctioneers if you want, but then you won't understand that.
Jonathan, Musgrave going to be worth a damn? Yeah, Musgrave is going to be in that streaming conversation. I think he's a top 12 guy. I've gotten John's take on Musgrave. What's your take on Musgrave's story? John likes him. Second-round pick, former second-round pick.
The athlete that Tucker Kraft is. He's going to be a check down guy, but like he's a catch and fall down kind of guy. There's not a whole lot after the catch. Probably a high-end tight end too, and a streamable option depending on your waiver wire. But I'd want Juwan Johnson over him. I'd want Theo Johnson over him. I'd play Colston Loveland this week over him. We got to see it. Like I'm not willing to throw Musgrave out there just yet.
He's a seam stretcher though. That's the difference. He is a catch and fall down guy. He's got more straightaway speed, I feel like, than Tucker Kraft. Am I wrong on that one?
No, probably not. I mean, but Kraft is just a monster of a man, right? Like you can pull away from guys. Like I don't see Musgrave being that kind of athlete.
Well, yeah, Kraft's so good after the catch, where Musgrave has almost a 0 in that department. Yeah. But I'm talking about seam stretching, right? He's Dalton Kincaid. Is it kind of the comp, right?
Yeah, I guess that's a good comp. So if you're happy with 5 for 57, then great.
Well, that's fine. What do you got, Mouth?
Musgrave is more of a field stretcher. So what he's going to do is he's going to take you downfield and he's going to be a deep ball guy. He's not necessarily, like I said, you're right. He's not Tucker Kraft. He's not a monster of man. He's not going to do anything for you after the catch. What he's going to do is he's going to find pockets in his zone. He's going to sit and fall down. But if he gets you man on man, he's going to beat most people that are covering him on man. He's going to beat any linebacker running down a stretch with him. He's going to out-muscle any safety that's covering him, and he's going to beat you on a go route. That's the kind of guy he is. He's also very long and lean. He's good in the red zone.
He's kind of like Colston Loveland in a way, right? Like, and the problem is the Bears drafted Colston Loveland.
More the comp.
Let's not get into that. GT says thoughts on Devin Neal. Thank you, GT. We like Devin Neal, and Alvin Kamara looks like dust. Real quick, we're one super away from my last beer chug. GT, I don't want it to be from you. Give me enough. It's got to be a new guy. A new guy wants to do it. See me chug a beer. Support the channel. I'd appreciate that. If not, I might still do it anyway. But and he does me another one. God damn it. But God damn it. Someone else needs to do it. Keep Tank or Sharbs, which is more like Kenneth Walker the third. Tank, Bigsby, or Sharbs. And let's get to the Devin Neal comment. What do you guys think about Devin Neal?
He's fine. Like, he was very good at Kansas, but he's a 6th round pick, like somewhere in the 180s overall. They're not heavily invested in him. They're not using him even with Kamara. Like they're just not using the running back. Period. Like Kamara, there's something going on there. I can't quite figure it out. So no, I don't want to back up a running back that was a 6th round pick on a team that's trying to be the worst team in the league. There's no upside there whatsoever. And Taysom Hill's still there, and they're very comfortable giving Taysom Hill tons of goal line stuff.
I doubt you're in an 18-man league, my guy.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
No, there's just not enough there.
Mark says, Story, your take on Parker Washington or Alec Pierce for this week, rest of season?
I want Pierce both this week and rest of season. I mean, Alec Pierce is heating up. Like he's a deep field threat, but he's got double-digit targets in 2 out of the last 3 games. I mean, you want a piece of this Colts passing attack that's relatively inexpensive. Like Alec Pierce is your guy. I consider him a wide receiver 3 with spike play upside. So I'm going Alec Pierce.
Mouth, where would you rank Alec Pierce rest of season now that we have no Adonai Mitchell?
Top 36.
Sorry, you delayed that comment there. I think you might have known what was coming. Here we go. We finally got it here for the last chug. Jonathan, dropping Woody finally. Are you guys okay with dropping Woody now? I feel like he's
no.
still like you want Isaiah Davis over Woody Marks?
Oh man,
Close, right?
Woody is at least playable in spots, and Isaiah Davis isn't. But the upside for Isaiah Davis it's there. I'm telling you.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, he had 1 game.
There's nobody else on that roster. The coaching staff likes him quite a bit. It's a running back friendly system. They pass to the running back there. I'm trying to keep Isaiah Davis wherever I can.
Sure.
Pittsburgh D, for real, boomer bust rest of season. Thanks for your opinion. Do you buy this? Even though they did it against the Colts, do you buy this, or is this more of a one-off? Here you go, Jonathan. Thank you again, Jonathan. And you guys can answer that.
I mean, like that feels like a one-off to me. Pittsburgh's defense has been, I don't want to say horrendous, but they've been very bad up until
they did get healthy in the back end though last week.
Yeah.
So they got healthier, but then again, I mean, Michael Pittman, aging number 1 receiver, he kind of didn't necessarily play all that well last week. He was kind of bottled up. Daniel Jones did not look comfortable in the pocket because the coverage was better in the back end, allowed the defenders to get to Jones. The weaknesses in the Colts O-line showed. They're not as good as they used to be. They're worse than they've been in past seasons. All those things showed up for Jones. I don't think it's a one-off, but I don't think they're as good as they looked.
That's fair.
Okay, Roma Dunze says rest of season. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Real quick, did we answer GT's question about keeping Tank or Sharps? Keep Tank Bigsby or Sharps?
Charbonnet.
It's Sharps, right?
It's Charbonnet. I mean, or look at your practice schedule. I mean that you have to look at Wednesday practice schedule.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is Saquon Barkley. If you have Saquon Barkley on your team, I'm comfortable bringing Tank Bigsby on and letting Charbonnet go. I think that's probably pretty necessary at this point. Otherwise,
I'm assuming you own Barkley.
Yeah, well, then for me, it's Tank Bigsby. Otherwise, it's Sharps.
We got another super here from Shant. Appreciate you, bro. Full PPR, start 2. Genty, Brees Hall, Sutton.
Genty,
Brees Hall's got Cleveland. It's Genty for sure. I know it's Denver, but they could be ran on. Genty for sure, and then it's Sutton or Brees Hall. What do you got?
I'm gonna roll the dice with Brees Hall. Let him come out, play hard. Hopefully,
Brees is coming off a bye week. Brees wants a new contract. Brees just played the best game he's played in 2 years. I don't think he's gonna follow that up with a dud. And I gotta run Genty because you just saw him finally be utilized out of the backfield. I don't think they're going to go away from that.
The passing down production or passing game with production was nice. I'm going Sutton just because I love the soft matchup there, and a team that needs to start strong and start fast for once.
So there
Give
you
me
go.
Portland Sutton. I think he finds the end zone for sure.
2 for Brees, 1 for Sutton. But speaking of got to run, I got to take off, guys. So
yeah, I do too. I got to finish these questions though. But Story, appreciate you as always, man. I'm on a marathon. I'm at 3 hours and 12 minutes. But we'll talk to you soon, Story. Thursday night.
Yeah.
We'll be on Thursday night.
Take care.
All right, later. Mahomes says, what smells worse, Dave Portnoy's breath or Urban Meyer's finger? Definitely Urban Meyer's finger because Urban Meyer sucks. Yeah. Johnny, need 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. A.J. Brown, Waddle, Jacoby, and D. Slater.
A.J. Brown, Waddle.
Yeah. Who's D
And,
Slater?
well, I don't
Who's he talking
know.
about?
Okay.
It's the first three. Esteban
Yeah.
thought this trade has made, gave up Kyron plus Devontae for a Marion plus Chase Brown. I'm 9-0. Gave Kyron and Devontae for a Marion plus Chase Brown. I like the Kyron and Devontae side, so I don't know if I like it.
I
He's
don't
looking at
think you're
playoff
9-0.
matchups, but a Marion Hampton, like,
No.
I don't know.
I don't
You don't
think
even
you're
know
looking
about
at-
that right now.
I don't think you're looking at playoffs, bro. Playoffs.
Well, I mean, we don't know what. Yeah, playoff. We don't know what the rest of the
Playoffs.
team is. Either way, I can just tell you that the first two are better because Kyron's
Yeah.
better than Chase Brown and Devontae,
Yes.
is better than a Marion Hampton. Bears fan club. I have Gibbs, but I'm tired of Monte stealing everything, and I'm weak at my wide receiver room. Don't trade Gibbs. You don't trade him now. Wait this week.
No.
This week they have an easy matchup. They're going to smash the Commanders. Gibbs going to go for 140 and 2 touchdowns. Then you trade him if you want to trade him. Don't do it now.
Yeah, and besides, what wide receiver are you going to get that's worth Gibbs? Name me the wideout.
Nobody. Let's try to power through these real quick here. Hey guys, I had Daniels in an 18 PPR for the rest of the season. I can get Goff or Caleb. I want Caleb, dude.
Yeah.
Caleb. Yeah. Do you feel Jameson Williams is safe-ish to play this week with the banged up Commanders? Yeah, Jameson Williams, no Lattimore there. You saw him get more involved. It's not there's nothing safe with Jameson Williams, but it's startable, right? Bye weeks, you got a lot of receivers from
might as well.
Big two are out. Like
if you have them, now's the time.
Breezy says thoughts on Chris Godwin. He's probably not playing for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Thoughts and prayers.
You can't trust anything that Todd Bowles says, right, Mouth?
No. Thoughts and prayers to your injuries, sir.
Yeah. Alec Pierce or Josh Downs rest of season. I think this is scoring dependent. Josh Downs probably in PPR. Alec Pierce in half or standard.
Downs has been getting the touchdowns. So
I know you love Downs, but Alec Pierce is getting a lot of yards though, bro. Like every game, he looks great. He plays more snaps too. It's close.
But that's what I'm saying. Pierce is getting more. I don't know. I was seeing Pierce getting more receptions than Downs. Downs is scoring more than Pierce. I don't know.
That should even out though. Downs isn't really a touchdown guy, but it's been working out. Shant start 2 full PPR. Oh, that's the one you asked in the super. Thank you again for that. Rome start Bryce Young this week or Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett. Oh shit! Bryce is against the Saints. Fuck.
Oh,
Jacoby's against the
Seahawks. Ugh.
Bryce Young's been awful, but I think it's Bryce Young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tracy over Kamara this week. This is Tracy over Kamara, right?
Tracy. You have to with Tracy for right now.
Mark says, peace story, Rob. I appreciate the fuck out of your advice. I gotta get to bed. Take it easy, fellas. Yeah, I do too. Well, I gotta walk my dogs. I caught up in the chat. Like I said, I'm a man of my word. I don't leave these streams until I answer every single person's question, super chat or not, Patreon subscriber or not. You know what's up, Mouth, and that's what we do on this channel. Yep. I appreciate you coming on. Let's answer the last couple questions here. I'll give you chance.
Let's do it.
We need to pick up a kicker this week. Who should I get based off matchup? What kicker? It's such a toss-up on kickers. I do think that Will Lutz might be pretty good. Do you think Will Lutz against the Raiders at home?
Okay, sure, we'll go with that.
That's the kind of the answer on all kickers.
But, Pinero, how about this? Get Pinero. Get the 49ers kicker. He's pretty much automatic. If he's available,
it doesn't look good when it goes. It doesn't look good when it goes through, but it goes through, right? It's like like a guy that can barely get hard, then he fucks your brains out. Like at least he does that. It might be a struggle to get hard, but would you rather have that or someone that's hard all the time that can barely fuck?
Yeah, look, I had Cam Little all year long. Kicks amazingly long field goals. I had drafted him when I saw the 70-yard field goal, right? I'm sure he's available on your waiver wire. You could probably get him. I switched him to Ed Pinheiro because when Cam Little missed every 30-yard kick imaginable and lost me weeks.
Yeah, and they lose confidence. They're always going to give him the long attempts at the end of halftime, which is nice, but like those only come around every 4 weeks. So we don't like those. Breezy, last question. Your thoughts on Trey Benson rest of the season? I've been pretty clear. Trey Benson is a league winner in my mind. And if not a league winner, a top 15 back for the home stretch of the last 4 weeks. It's mostly because the other guys have not shown us anything, right?
I'm banking my season on Trey Benson.
Same, bro. I have him in 9 spots. I really need that. All right, this was awesome. Mouse, thanks for the appearance. Thanks for having me on your show. Downtown Sports, gentlemen. Check it out. Link in the description. The show is already up from today that we did. Me, Story, Mouth, and Beast. Awesome
Yep.
show there. More NFL driven than
Epic
fantasy.
shit.
We talk a lot of fantasy. 7 nights a week on this show, gentlemen. If you do not subscribe, what are you doing? Shant, I appreciate your super chat. If you didn't subscribe, you should. If you want to get in the Discord, Shant and Gary and Breezy and some of you other people, the Patreon, $2 a month gets you in the Discord. $5 gets you access to my bets, which I'm crushing on. $10 gets you merchandise. You can play in our fantasy leagues, other perks. $22 a month. You could be sitting in Mouse spot right here, co-hosting a show once or twice a month. And also a lot of other good stuff too. One-on-one coaching. All about that shit. Link in the description for the Patreon or Patreon professional fanatics. Appreciate you, Mouth, and appreciate the chat. We'll talk to you soon. I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow. Every night around 10 p.m. Central, we do these a little later on the weekends. But everyone, stay up, stay positive, respect each other, love your life. I'm out of here. Thank you, Mouth. We'll see you all soon.